West, y'all.
Man, is everyone ready for the Gabrielle? Gabrielle coming Monday, Monday afternoon.
Really is Sunday.
Is that what they said? Shucks, man. Everyone's I see the Mayor Brown's worried now. Like he's getting onto it straight away. Like 2 days ago.
Still waiting for my text.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, yeah, man, hey. Don't, like I said, man, don't hold back. Fire shot. So who you want to do the haterade on first?
Jack. Nah.
Like, we're going to talk about your, what you've touched, man, ever since you've left the hood, eh? Because you're not in the hood anymore.
Nah. So...
Oh, let's start from there. Let's start from...
Yeah. So we... well, way before we came into Henderson, me and my family, we lived out in Waimuku. We lived on a farm, so my dad had the opportunity to come over because my uncle was already here. So he came, and then he didn't speak English, so he tried to look for work, and then he found work in the farm. So he was working in Waimuku, and the person who owned the farm gave him a home. So him and some of his cousins started working on the farm for him. And the person who owned the farm gave him a house to stay in. So back then he was getting paid like pennies. So he didn't really care. He was just here to work hard to give us opportunity. So he moved over here first and then looked for work. And yeah, from there he started bringing over family. So he'll bring over family, and then they'll work again, and then they'll bring over more family. So at that house, we had like 30 to 50 people living in the houses, people living in the kitchen. We had a bus outside, and people living on the bus, like just sleeping on there. So yeah, we probably just all migrated here, and then my dad had the opportunity to get a job at the ports of Auckland. And then from there, he bought him a house on Universal Drive. The runabout. So yeah, that's when we first moved from Waimuku here, when he got that job out in Port of Auckland. And we didn't really see him much because he's always at work. Yeah. We just knew that we moved from the farm area to like now more houses around, more people.
How old were you then?
So I was like 1 to 4 in Waimuku, and then we moved out here like 3 to 8, around those years. So I was growing up in Universal Drive. I went to Pumaria. Was at Pumaria from year 1 to year 3, I think. Year 3. And then my mom's bring over her family, and her dad. So her dad had a house out in Mount Ruskell, and we had to go look after him. So we had to move out to Central. So we moved out to Central as well. So that's where I moved out to Central. But I was around Pumaria. Grew up in around Universal, Rafka Road and all that with my cousins. They lived on Rafka Road, off Rafka, Newland Grove. So we always just walk around there. Some of our cousins who lived down in Ranui. Yeah, heaps of Tuvaluans lived down in Ranui.
Well, that's it, man.
When
I heard our boys, like, when I seen the stuff that you do on social media, I'm like, who is this young buck, you know? Because he seems like he can get the Tuvaluans together. I remember it was the Richmond Turks game.
Yeah.
Versus, the Tuvaluans up at Ranui Domain.
Yeah.
And I was asking my cousins, well, who organised that? And I'm like, oh, it's just one of the boys here, the young bucks.
Yeah.
So when I heard that you were able to, because I remember soccer's big in the Tuvalu.
Yeah, soccer's big. But we grew up playing league because of my older brother. My older brother started playing league, and he liked the physicality of league, and it was easy to pick up. It's not like rugby, how there's heaps of rules. And
But is he bird gang as well, or was he from?
Yeah. So he was from Tet, and then so me and my brother pulled him over because my uncle brought me to Guatemala since from under 11s. So under 11s, I was at Tet first, and then my uncle came over because we versed his team, and then he said, "Oh, come over, play for my team." And then once I started playing for White, I just stayed there ever since. I just like the club and the boys, and everyone's together, and just there's not really much like politics, and you do this, and Everyone was just like a family. Just feels like a family community. Watermata Seagulls. And then from there, yeah, just got to know everyone from like the top to the bottom, like masters, the chairman who's in there. Just I just get along with everyone, get to know them, and then yeah, just do what I can do for the club. So that moved on to like later years where now I've been there for a few years. Now I can we can do stuff at the club with my older brother because my older brother has the ideas, but like I'm more of like the doer. Like if they give me an idea, I was like, oh yeah, I'll find a way to let's do it. Like not talk about it because we're always like talking. We should do this. We should do this. We should do this. I'm like, bro, it's like we're not moving.
Yeah.
We can talk about it, but if you're not doing it, there's no point of really talking about it.
Yeah.
You know the attitude.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Like that. Don't talk about it. Be about it, kind of thing. Cause
probably my dad.
Mm.
My dad, yeah, just because he's just so my dad's era is just hard work. You know what I mean? He used to work 16 to 24 hours sometimes. We didn't see him. Like when he used to work at the farm, he'll sleep on the farm. Like we wouldn't even see him. Like we'd just see my mom, my grandparents, aunties, and whatnot. It's just my dad. He's just. I think that's what instilled hard work. My older brothers have it, and probably that's what. Just me, I just kind of use my brain, maybe. I don't know. I just, kind of like always look for other ways. These hard work, but then there's also like a easier way or a smarter way to do it. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
But you always gotta put hard work into it. It doesn't work without hard work. Which some people will like mix up. Like they want to just work smart and not do the work, but you gotta do both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you already got the hard work, but then you put smart into it, just makes it even, more better. Because now you're not taking 10 steps, you're taking like 2, and then you're already there.
And that's pretty much the fundamentals about it. Like it's the repetition now. Keep doing it, and then sooner or later you're gonna get really good at it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be better than the next guy that's doing the same thing. So you'll be more valuable, I guess.
Yeah. My dad is the one who probably instilled like the just action, you know what I mean? It's always action over talking. I mean, he likes to talk as well, but he always acts it, he says it so people know, and then, when they talk bad, he hasn't done it, then it pushes him, it gives him that drive to like, I'm going to do it, just wait and see, because he's already said it, so what he says is what he likes to tell people, so he knows, he keeps that feeling in him that I have to do it now because I already told these people.
It's like your words, you're born to.
You're born to your words. So
So that kind of thing comes through with what you've done with your life, because you started businesses.
Yeah.
You've had you had thoughts in your head about starting this, and it's easy for people to dream something, but don't take action and do it.
But it's different.
Yeah, it's different. Like it's that thing to like get you past that line or something.
Yeah. It's just probably my upbringing, seeing my dad work hard, and then I was always like the child who really wasn't good in school. I was good in like my school was all right, but I'm always like curious. Like I always get kicked out because I'm talking to people much. Like always that guy that's always cracking jokes or. But I finish my work always, so I'm always finishing my work, and then I got nothing to do, so I'm like, Jay, what are you up to? And they're like, oh, hold on, Jay. Oh yeah, this is your answer, and then I'll help him finish it, and then now we'll be all good talking to Jay. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, we're finished, sir. What do you want us to do? And they're like, oh, go help others, and then we'll just go around class helping the boys, but we're just catching up, and gives us opportunity to talk and just crack jokes and whatnot, But yeah, it's probably from my dad, that drive. And work hard, I just know it's just working hard. Working hard will get you places.
How long is your dad? Is your dad still at the ports now?
Yeah, he's still working there. He's 65 or 63, and he's still working there. Yeah, he's still working. He's got a sore leg, but I watch him. He still goes to work.
Success going back some time then. He's been on the wharf.
Yeah. He's been there for like 20 plus years. He's like one of the first Tuvaluans that worked on there. Yeah. And now it's just full of Tuvaluans.
People didn't know,
It's full of Tuvaluans. They didn't know.
Just when they took over Ranui.
They're
in the city,
Tuvaluans are all in the ports, right? You get ports, you're like, hey, what are you, Tuvalu? Where's that? They're still asking, where's Tuvalu? Yeah, we're still a minority, but, we're still growing. And
It's good to see you waving that flag, Taina, wherever.
Yeah.
In any space, man.
Hard.
That's what makes me realize, like, bro, this KB cat is solid, bro. I always got to add that because knowing your humble beginnings and you are from the hood, that's like,
Yeah.
bro, that's walking proof of, like, someone's mentality, just to then talk about a beer better, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, this, I still got plans and goals, I'm still trying to, like, see where I can go with what I am, because I reckon I'm still young,
Yeah.
I'm still testing stuff, so I'm still in the, I'm lucky to be able to, like, take the risk, really. It's just because of my family, they're the ones that are working, and I work as well, but, like, I don't know, when I look at them, because they all work the 9 to 5, and they've always known that. They've never really taken a step out to take the risk of starting a business, because starting a business is not easy. You have your ups and downs, you have your days where you're stressed about, am I gonna make the next week, am I gonna get orders, or, orders gotta come, or, you're almost like living on the edge, because you don't know what's gonna happen. Or when you have sicknesses, like I go through gout, I get gout a lot, so sometimes when I can't get up and work, I'm like, flip, who's gonna do my order when the person needs it, like, the next day? Then I just have to find something to get it done, you can't complain. But yeah, I always gotta thank my family, because they're a big help as well. Without my family or the people behind me, I wouldn't really be what I am or who I am today, really.
It's beautiful, bro. I was just telling Cams, like, when I said, I want to reach out to you, get you on. And I probably came through just for a catch up, eh?
Yeah.
To see the sisters in there all on
Yeah.
the heat versus crack up, eh? Like, this guy's trying to decide something for me, and then I'm looking over, and you're like, hey, there's too much talking going on. I don't hear enough. Like, that's crack up, man.
Yeah.
Especially because it's in your fellas home, eh?
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
So, coming up through high school and stuff, like, did you actually know where you wanted to be when you after finished high school and that?
Nah, so my parents, you always have the parents what they want you to be and who they, so my parents always had like a job that they want their kid to be. So my parents wanted me to be accountant, and I was like, because I'm alright with numbers, like numbers is alright, like I like maths and numbers. But then I took it and I was like thinking about it, like to me, I didn't know what I wanted to be. And I was just going through high school, like just making sure I get past my grades, past my NCAs, make my parents proud, because your parents are the ones that are struggling and sending us to school. They came to New Zealand for a better opportunity for us. So I have to put that into account instead of going to school, just eat with the boys, have fun, What is there for lunch? We just come to school to eat our lunch, and they're like, hey. So it was fun for me, but I always knew that I had to keep my grades up and make my parents happy, because the report cards, and they want to hear your child, their sacrifice and they're working hard at work is actually, benefiting. They made the good choice to bring us here. So
because we talked on this podcast about kids at school trying to find out what they want to be when they grow up, because the earlier you know, the better it is.
Yeah,
because you actually work hard towards that.
Yeah.
Whatever it's gonna be, and that might just be like a thing why a lot of us don't know what we want to do.
Yeah.
Because our parents are the ones.
That
telling
are
us,
pressure.
Hey, it's that, eh?
It's sometimes some kids can take it and then do it.
Yeah.
But then some kids are like different. I reckon it's just up to each individual how they view the world or view life. You know what I mean? Like, we can't predict the future really. But for my experience and what I reckon is just, I reckon everything will just come. Like, you didn't really need to like chase it, or really everything
Just
is
comes
just
to you.
it just comes really. Like, but it comes when you become like better, like the skills you build and probably communication, the people like just getting yourself out there will help you, open doors. Like, you'll be probably just talking to someone and then, bro, can you help me with this? And then you go help him, and then it'll lead on to something, and then, I know this person. Yeah, it's crazy, really. With the stuff that I've experienced, just comes instead of like me chasing it. And there is times where I'm chase something, and it seems like it's going far out to when I'm chasing it. Where sometimes I'm just like leaving it and just just going with what I'm doing, like working and all that. And then as soon it'll just come, and then I'm like, fuck, I wanted this so much before, and then it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. So when that thing came to you, were you still at school at that time?
Nah. So during high school, it was just study, have fun with friends, and just playing league at the moment. So I was just enjoying playing league at Wider, and just coming to school, hang with the boys, do my work to make sure I pass NCA. Yeah, it was all about school, church, and yeah, rugby. That's were the three main, and just making sure I go to school, league, and church. That was like the three main in high school. And then business didn't come until later, later and after high school. So when I left high school, my dad got me a job straight at the port with him straight away. You finished school. What do you want to do? I was like, Flip, I don't want to study anymore. I was like telling my parents, nah, we didn't need to study. And they're like, nah, we want you to study. I was like, bro, I just did 5 years. I did 5 years of studying, got NCA 1, 2, 3, and what do you want me to do? Go study some more. So I took a course in beginning of the year because I needed. That's right, because so I passed. I was taking art, and then the teacher gave me achieved, and then I got selected from one of the random NCA people to get sent down to Wellington to observe it again, and then it came back failed. So I was short like four credits, and so I had to get. Mr. Rutherford called me to come next year if I want to do a 10-credit course just to pass your NCA, and I was like, oh yeah, why not? At least I'll get the certificate, and then my parents would be proud. So I took that. It was a computer course, Tictorium. So I took that, and then the guy convinced me, come study here. IT is like the future. It's like what the world's moving into. So in the next few years, a lot of IT jobs and stuff will be opening up. So I was like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I'll take it. And I did my research as well. IT people get paid really well. So I was like, oh, why not if you're just sitting on computers, doing stuff. So I took that course. And then started working with my dad. So at the end of the year, I was already working with my dad. And then Mr. Rutherford called me the next year, January, Feb, just to go and if I wanted to take pass my NCA level 3. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just take it. I was short 4 credits, so I'll just take that 10-credit course. It was a 2-day course. So I took that, passed it, and then he said, oh yeah, you can just order your certificates online. So and then I signed up for that course, Tictorium. I was like, oh yeah, might as well take it. IT, it looks pretty easy. Just I didn't even like computers or whatnot, but it looked pretty easy. Just sitting on computers, I was like, oh yeah, sweet as, I'll take the easy route, just chill, because I'm already working in the ports. I'm like, Flip, this is hard work, grinding in the ports. Because before that, growing up, say 15, 16, we were already picking strawberries. So in the holidays, we'll go and pick strawberries, and it was fun because I'll do it with all my cousins. But then, some days we'll have sore ass backs. We're picking strawberries at 6. We'll wake up at 5, 6 in the morning to go pick strawberries. Yeah, the only fun part was that it was just with the cousins, and was just throw strawberries and try to just laugh and chill. It was fun. Yeah, we did that. We did onions, cucumbers, and all that. Yeah, it was good because it's something different. Growing up, we do it as a family together, and I don't really see it nowadays. My nephews and stuff, they got an easier, easier way of life than us. But yeah, it was fun. There's the memories that you hold on to later in the years, and you're grateful for those times. Yeah.
Because I remember when I finished high school, I mean, I was always following what my parents, wanted me to do. So I had to finish high school and go to uni. So that's what I did, But even when I was trying to choose which subject to do, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. Yeah. So I just had to choose, I'll just do this because this is the only thing I passed. Because I only passed art at school. So I just went there. But then, just got the job and just carried on.
Yeah.
But then, it's that, I don't know if I had a fear of getting a job just to earn some money, and if I wanted to move out, pay the rent, survive and all that. I don't know if I was scared of not getting that and trying to do something to to set myself up. But when you during that time, because you worked with your dad after school.
Yeah, so that was 2013. Yeah. So I started working for my dad, and in 2014, that's when I took that course, the Tictorium computer course. Yeah. I took that course. It's a 1-year course. I took it, and then my spare time, I'll go work with my dad. Yeah. So I was working with my dad and doing the course, and then end of that, I think midway or in near the end of the year, that's when my older brother and my dad was looking at buying a t-shirt printing business because that guy was moving to Oz. So that was a year, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm alright. Because I already took like artwork in high school. We're learning Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. So I said, oh yeah, I can help out with artwork because I know a little bit, but I can just look up on YouTube if I get stuck or whatnot. Yeah, everything's on YouTube now. So I was like, yeah, I can do the artwork. And then my older brother, he said that he worked back in Whitesec. He used to they used to do screen printing courses with Eddie. He's like old school screen printer. Yeah. So he said he'll do the screen printing and I can just do the artwork. And I'm like, oh yeah, sweet. So that whole 2014 till the end of the year, he was still planning. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the business. Yeah, get it. I'm whatever. I'm just focused to make sure I pass my course because it was like a 10k student loan, and I don't want to waste that 10k by failing. So at the end of 2014, got the certificate, level 5 on software and hardware, like software, hardware of the computer, IT.
So that's just straight in help there, help with your
help with understanding more computers, how to reset it. If some problem, you can go in and reset and all that. So yeah, it was kind of something to help with computers. And
it's cool how that that came about because you just jumped in to do this course. Because IT is the future sort of thing, and then next minute your old man buys a business and it needs that skill. So it just fit in right in.
Yeah, it just fits. So it just fits in. So he bought the business in 2014, and then I think it was like 3 months from September to January, which is staying at home. And we're just like always talking to my older brother, like, yeah, so we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Like, yeah, I'm still waiting. I know how to do design. We'll do up to designs. And then we still haven't set up the printing. We can't do anything if the printing and stuff hasn't been set up.
So when your old man bought the business, did it come with all the clients already?
Yeah, it came with the clients. So the funny thing, we lost all those clients within the 6 months because no one knew how to print. So we lost his whole client base, but he had a pretty good client base. Like he was showing us the numbers and stuff, and we're like happy with it. Then my brother like, yeah, gee, that's us. We're keen, yeah. And then I was like, yeah, all good. Like to me, I wasn't really like, it was him more interested in. He was doing like, yeah, now we need to get in. Yeah, that's us. He goes, yeah, that's all good. Like I'm just whatever. Like I'll do it. Like if you tell me to do it, I'll do it. Like and then we'll do designs. Excuse me. And then we're still waiting to set up the printing. I don't have time because he's working, And around that time, he just had his, I think he just had a second born. So he didn't really, I knew, but like later in years, I knew that he didn't have he couldn't risk, not going to work and putting his time into, because it took me like 3 to 4 months just to try and reset up everything and learning how to talk to customers and learning how to keep them. And then I'm like saying I can do it, but then I don't even know what I'm doing and I can't even do it. Like it gets to a point where like I'm just trying to make it, but I'm not really giving out what I should be giving out.
Yeah.
I'm just watching a video. Oh yeah, that looks easy, and then I'll try again. Yeah, that looks good enough, and then I'll just send it, and then they're like, "Oh, this never came out right," and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I don't know." Like, I don't know how to.
So it's more like a crash course. And
it was like trial and error, phase for me, because I was asking my brother, and he was like, "Yeah, you just do it like this, or just go watch YouTube." I'm like, "Do you know how to do it, or what?" I need like someone to come and show me, because I learned by like showing, and if you're there to show me, then sweet, I'll try it then. Then I'll keep asking if I do any errors.
So was the business an actual shop somewhere, or?
Nah, so at that old guy was at his house, so we had to grab all the equipment and bring it to our house.
Oh,
yeah. So we bring everything, and it was just stuffed in one corner and not really set up. Like you have to move this here, you have to put that there, and then spacing, and then so it was just all in one place just for the whole 3 to 6 months, and within that time space, we lost all our clients. They just went to other printers.
Wow, what was it like? How stressful was that? Like losing those clients and thinking.
Oh, back then, to me, I didn't really care because I didn't even know about it, and I wasn't really business minded back then. The pressure was just my dad. Like, bro, we bought the business, and then I spent this money on this, and you didn't even put time into it. And like, I'm like, why are you just telling me? Tell your other son that was the one that was keen to do it. And then he's like, oh, I got my kids, I can't just leave working. So it was like, it was like a back and forth kind of thing. And yeah, it was just a back and forth, like, oh, sure, blame, you know, you never did it, and then why, bro? I'm like, oh, yeah, August, I got to sort of phase where it was like pressure, you know, you're getting put under pressure, and you're like thinking, bro, like, where am I gonna go from here? It's either I just, you know, just throw it away or not do it, or actually try and do it. So then, yeah.
So you took it out of their hands and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take over.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do this properly."
I'm just yeah, all good. If you guys don't want to do it, I'll do it then. So yeah, it was that was one of the tests that I had to go through. Like
Yeah.
where you're thinking the pressure, you know, they're asking, bro, waste our money, like you're not bringing money in, you know, and they're saying it's like my fault, and I'm like, what? It's my. You're losing clients, or you can't do any t-shirt just because I don't have the skill. You know, I've done some work and it didn't go as well or as how it should come out. Like thinking back when I was doing it, yeah, let's look at me and give it out, and then you see it again, and then like it doesn't look how it's supposed to look after it should be done, and then I was like thinking, nah, I need to go like work at a screen printing place. At least I get paid, and then I can, you know, pick up the skill as well. You know? So,
Yeah,
so
it's like a security one, eh?
Yeah,
When you want your COA, get a red badge,
yeah,
and then leave.
and then leave.
You got a
and then
full
go your own.
COA.
Yo, so yeah, back there I was like, nah, yeah, I need to get a job, go learn the skill. You know, if I can work for a company and get the skill and give out the same quality as the companies give out,
Right,
then
yeah, because
it'll
that's
be
the
the same.
training, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then most people you have to pay people to train you or pay people for the skill. Where here they pay you, and then well, they don't know what you're on, you know. But I told the boss back then that I'm just coming in to get the skill.
Yeah.
And I stayed there for like a year or two. So I worked at Styles Graphics. They used to be off Lincoln.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I met Roos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Webb.
you did work from the very
Yeah, that's where I worked with Roos Webb. And the time I came in, Silinga, he left. So he was the guy that I went to take over.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So Silinga, the AK1 apparel.
yeah.
Shout out to the bro. Yeah, when he was leaving, that's the spot I went to take in. And then, yeah, that's where I met Roos. And then we just, kicked off from there. And then he was teaching me everything of screen printing, how to screen print. And, I was getting paid for it as well. So it was like benefit both ways. You know, I already had the gears at home, and all I needed was a skill. And, I was still bringing in money to pay the bills as well, help the parents out, the mortgage.
So at that time, just put your business on hold, the family business on hold. Just put it on the side. You go do your thing, learn the skills, come back and just start again. But that's cool, man.
Yeah, so then I was still printing. So my orders, I printed at work, after work. So I used the equipment. I'm like, why would I take it back home and when I can just use the... So I was using the equipment. I told my boss, and he'll take a percentage off or whatever. But I was like, why they should take a percentage off when, I'm doing the work and all that. But I know that it was the equipment and all, but they were just I think they were just cutting like 30%. I was like, wow, they should cut more. Nah, but it was all good. I was grateful to use his stuff. It cut the time because the automatic machine was just there. So I just ran my jobs there, and it would just take me like under an hour. So it was more like buying time, really. Because if I do it at home, it would take me like 4 to 5 hours. Where at work, it would just take me under half an hour, pack the boxes, take it home, and then, the client, it's ready. Yeah. So it was good that I was working there and printing my jobs.
Because the machine at home, what was that capacity? How much teachers could do
it's a
at one time?
4-station, 6-color. So it's 4 stations, but it's all manual, so you have to do it yourself. So do the setup, and then you're printing yourself, where at work they had a 10 automatic, so all you're doing is loading the shirt, and the machine does all the printing.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is loading and taking off, put it through the dryer, so it's more faster and better, so you're not really tired afterwards anyways.
It's a lost art though, eh?
Huh?
It's a lost art. It's becoming a lost art. The manual punching.
It's moving more automatic, so everything's all automatic now, really. Like, they're moving to that kind of phase. Some people are still doing the manual. Everything's moving to automatic machinery.
I've seen those smaller machines on social media, like the iron thing, like
The heat press.
the heat press.
Yeah. Most people are getting those.
Because it's smaller, eh? But it's a manual too, eh? Like, it's not...
They have automatics. They have automatics, but the manual one's good for people who want to do their own clothing, It's easier, less space they need to use. And there's a lot of companies where you just order designs now, and then you just heat press it yourself at home. So,
So, what was the plan? Like you learning the new skill at like working. What, and you gave yourself a year to come back and do your own. Like, when was the point that you thought, oh yeah, I'm ready to?
So at work, it was more like I was going to work and I wasn't learning anymore. I was just there, felt like a robot as well. Where I had some orders with like 3,000 shirts, and all I'm doing is just putting on, take off. You know, you're just moving like in a circle all day, and I'm like looking at the time, like flip. Is this where I'm gonna be? Like, it's starting to get boring. Like, I'm not learning skills like before. I'll learn a CMYK print. I'll learn why that shirt's sticking to the screen, or you should make sure it's cool. You should the temperatures and stuff that you need to make sure that the shirt's cooked under and then it will last and all that. That's what Bruce was teaching me. So that's what I liked, like learning. But when the point where I stopped learning is when I started like feeling like a robot, where I'm just putting on shirts, taking off, and you're just there for hours, and then break, your 15-minute break, and then in 15 minutes the boss is already, hey, go back to work. Hey, what? You're not really like in control of your own time. You're just back to work, and you're still on the grind again. Yeah, and then so it was like 2-3 months later after that where I finally it was like more pressure because so we're getting married, me and my wife. This was back in 2018, so I started styles like beginning of 2017, and then mid 2018 I was getting married, and I think it was just the pressure from that where I'm like, I'll just leave and just start my own finally, you know what I mean? Because I was probably thinking about that and my wedding, and then work was really like boring, and the time I was wasting, wasn't really wasting, I was like, it just felt like I wasn't like bringing any value anymore. I was just there to work now. Yeah, it wasn't bringing value to me as well. Like that's what I was looking at, because I'm supposed to give value to the company, and the company is supposed to give value to me, or that's how I look at it. And then if I'm balanced and I'm not getting anything, then you don't really perform as well as at work.
You lost the desire, right?
Yeah, you kind of lose that drive, or lose that wanting to do what you want to do.
As well as that, it's like hitting the ceiling.
Yeah.
You hit the ceiling at that place. Because I think there's some places you work where you work really, really hard, and you become like a asset to the company.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to leave because they'll just pay you to stay.
Yeah.
But I think at that point with you, like, that is a ceiling, Like, you can't.
Yeah, because by then I wasn't really looking at what they can pay me as well, because the orders I was getting was like, it was way more than what I was getting paid at the job anyway. So I didn't really have a reason to stay. But then once I stopped learning, I kind of like, I think I need to learn else departments, because it's good at home, because I'm like the designer, I'm like the person who makes the screen, I'm the guy that washes, I'm the printer, so I'm always learning. If I do something wrong here, then I have to learn why. And then designing is always like, you can learn a new skill on designing all the time. Right. Which at work I'm just at one place and I stay there and I just do that job. You're not really moving much, you don't get to like kind of test your mind or kind of keep your mind active. It's like your brain is just there to just put on, take off. You're just, really using your head at that moment, really. Yeah. And that's what kind of made me like, oh, nah, I think this is a good time to go as well. So, yeah, got married, and then I tried to print again, just at home. And by then, that's when I actually started Taina more. So I put more of my time into Taina, and then started up the Keli Custom. It wasn't Keli Custom at the moment. It was just making gears for the boys, like my mates, stuff. Like bringing back, they're like, oh, what about our custom hats we used to have? And I was like, oh yeah, I can do it, because we're just drinking, just having a yarn with the boys. And then they're like, what about our Keli hats we used to have? And then our principal cancelled them, and then I was thinking, gee, you want me to bring it back? Hey, can you? I was like, oh yeah, I'll trust it. And then searching up, going home after the next week and just looking up Alibaba or whatnot. Yeah. Making an easy, quick design, and then ordering it in. Like, I just shoot, I ordered 25. They came, gave it to my close mates, and then they'll have mates that out of their mates. They're like, where'd you get your hat from? And then, one of the boys do. And then they've been asking it to do, and then I'll like go back and ask them, oh, bro, can you do it like this? Because I'll go get Michelin Ness hats and New Era hats, and then I want them to match the quality. You know, I want you to do this for the hat. So actually, you're giving something out quality, because that's what the company told me. You know, you give out quality, you people will get it. You know what I mean? Not just something.
It's not about just putting a print on any
Yeah,
t-shirt.
because anyone can do that. You know what I mean?
The material has to be.
Yeah, it has to actually look good, and you know, people are happy with what they're buying. Really.
Because the question I will ask you is like, is there any other quality other than AS Colour in Auckland?
At the moment, it's pretty hard to beat AS Colour, because AS Colour, they have a lot of like choices. They don't just have one tee, they got like 20 types of tees and different prices, but like the person can pick this tee over that tee. And some other companies, they only got one type of tee, you know, like Pro Club, they only sell one heavyweight, they don't have a lightweight, or that I don't know of. Like they don't have lightweight, they don't have like different kind of, you know, material, where AS Colour is just testing the boundaries. You know, they're getting this shirt, and then they'll get feedback from their customers, and they'll order a different kind of mesh or weight, and then people are like, oh, we want this kind of tee, and then they'll order those kind of tees. You know, they take into account their customers, which is good, the reviews of their customers, and then they'll go back to their drawing board, and then they'll send it to their suppliers where they get overseas. Yeah,
they're killing it now, eh?
Yeah, they're killing it.
I mean, I never seen any other competition. I wonder how they started, because I remember when they had their first store. I saw their store in Ponsonby.
Yeah,
like a shop. They sold all their clothes, and then they noticed the factory opened up in next to Trust Stadium, across the road.
So I think the guy was telling me he started in his garage.
Hey,
like he just found a supplier, him and his brother or cousin or something, him and his mate. Yeah, they were just in a garage, and they started ordering it from overseas. They found a good supplier. They got some testers, and then back then, Gildan was the leading t-shirt supplier back then.
Before AS Colour.
Before AS Colour, and Gildan have developed over the years, but not much, not as much as AS Colour have, and probably all the suppliers have just used AS Colour now, just because of their quality and there's different like choices of shirts. Where what people like, they like heavyweight, yep, they can supply that. They like lightweight, yep, they can supply that. They like this colour, yep, we got that colour. Yeah, and it's always quality for price, and they match quality for price. AS Colour.
And their sizes suit New Zealand sizes.
Yeah, their sizes are really good.
Because I noticed like there's all different kinds of 3XLs out there.
Yeah.
I think the 3XL AS Colour is like a XL in Kmart.
Yeah.
Warehouse.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you finished with Styles and you went back home, did you have to you rebranded the whole company and you started all over again?
Yeah. So that's where I started at Puga Prince again. So before that, it was my brother's. So everything came from my brother. Because my brother has all the ideas, you know. He has all the ideas, my older brother. So everything he always has ideas, and then, I'll do it, and then we'll do it. So our first company was called Spacific Tees, and I was like, hey, what's a Spacific Tees? You know, yeah, because like we're trying to aim for like Pacific, and S stands for like the South, you know, South Pacific, and I was like making an understanding. So that's where he's coming up with all this Pacific Tees, and it's like different from all the other ones. We're trying to sound like professional, you know. He's trying to. I was like, oh yeah. He's giving me all the ideas, but then after really doing it, like when I start doing it and stuff, he's like, hey, where's this guy, man? Where's the guy that gave me the ideas and stuff? Nah, but yeah. So my brother, he gives me all the ideas, and yeah, I'm grateful for him. Well, he's always the one like putting more new thoughts and stuff into my head and testing what I can do with myself. Because So he was the one that told me, had the idea for the cafe as well, and then told me to do it, and then I'll run it. Like all the ideas he'll tell me, and then I'll run it. Yeah.
So the cafe came later on.
Cafe came in, later on. It came like more down the line, like just 2 years ago, so 2021. Yeah.
And was the cafe a result of how well the printing was doing?
Yeah, nah. It's more of like him. He was the one that came up with the idea. Like, I didn't even like. I wasn't even thinking that like cafe. You know what I mean? But it's my older brother who was. He come, bro. We should do a cafe. I'm like, hey, I saw a cafe because he's always on Trade Me and he always looks for deals and looks for businesses or looking for like just anything because he used to ship in hats when he was younger, shipping hats, but I don't know why it didn't do well. I think it's just because he doesn't spend time like actually trying to pursue what he's trying to do. But yeah, he was just because he's more thinking about his kids. You know what I mean? Once you have kids, you can't just risk you and your kids because you're risking the kids' livelihood, and you have to put food on the table and the roof over their head. So he has to I have to go to work. And then at work, he can't be thinking of all the ideas that he can't be doing all the ideas that he's thinking of. So I think he just offloaded it to me. Yeah, bro, we should do this. And yeah. And then I'll be the guy that, okay, I'll go give it a crack and see how it goes.
So you rebranded Puga Prints, and the first rollout was the Taina.
Yeah.
Did you know it was gonna blow up the way it did?
Nah, not really. So it's my older brother because this is his design. So it's his design and it's like his vision and what. So he's like, when I look at him, he's like my old man that has a vision. Like he's a visionary, or what they call him. Like they have vision that it should look like this, it should do like this. So when it came out, it blew up just because. I don't really know, but I think it's just because we're really proud Tuvalu. Like me and my older brother, we're like most. He grew up with two other Tuvaluans in his school, and some Tuvaluans were like shy or like embarrassed to be Tuvalu. You know what I mean? Where he was like, nah,
how come?
Bro. I don't know. Like people say we're sinking, or like shy that we're sinking, our water levels rising, and or I don't know, we're poor hearters or something like that. I don't really know, but I was always proud to be Tuvalu.
Yeah.
When they ask me, what are you, bro? I'm like, I'm Tuvalu. Or they're like, oh, you Samoan? Nah, bro, I'm Tuvalu. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, where's that? And I'm like, oh, no, it's just a small ass dot on the map, bro. You just look it up. And it's good. I'm happy and I'm real proud to be Tuvaluan. My older brother, I know he's proud to be Tuvaluan. He's always, ripping Tuvalu where he goes.
That's what I love about what you've done using your platform, and then you coming into the printing to that space. Like I said to you earlier, like, man, when I grew up in the hood, I had 1 Tuvaluan mate. All like this, like he doesn't live here anymore.
Yeah.
But whenever he comes back home, like his family is still in Massey and Ranoi. But like, when you get for years and you don't see, he's not here to see the progression of the Tuvaluans. So like, I had to get you on because I believe like, man, this guy's wearing every flag, the hood flag, the Tuvaluan flag, and just the fake guy, you know what I mean? Because like that's one thing that always falls off with a lot of guys. When they get ahead or they're up there, and then it's like, oh, they're untouchable now, Like they sort of look down at you like, oh, but then that's sort of like, oh, it become the changes of it.
Yeah.
But like seeing you grind and like always trying to grow, it's like, man, it's positive to watch,
Yeah.
But like, with the brand itself, because there was one year and I saw the 15 jerseys, the school ones. And then I saw sponsorship.
Yeah.
Like that to me, when I saw the Puga print on one of the jerseys, I was like, that's awesome, man. Because that's an example of what I mean. Like, guys, they start rolling in whatever businesses, but they never give back.
Yeah.
But you gave back. Like, what drew you to want to do that?
Just because I'm like Kelston hard. I went there from primary to high school, so I moved into Glendale in 2005, and then I started at Kelston Primary, and then I just went throughout Kelston Primary all the way to Kelston Boys, finished year 9 to year 13, and I've just had an awesome time there. Met the brothers, the brotherhood that I've built there, and always seeing them around, and always shaking their hands, saying what's up, or to the boys that I've never seen in years. It's always that brotherhood there, and it's just it's just a memorable time as well, being there. It'll always be with me, just like my culture. My culture's there, my family's there, my school's there, and then everything that I involve myself in, I'm always making sure that I can give back in a way or be involved in a way. Yeah.
That's solid, man. It's like, especially because I know you're humble beginning too.
Yeah.
It's like, shucks. That's a real, like, it's almost like movie type,
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just doing me at the moment. Like, I've still got places like I want to reach and goals that I want to hit.
Any aspirations to put Taina Hood inside a store, like an actual shop, like in the mall?
Yeah, I want to open a store.
Yeah.
Like down the line, I want to open a store and then just set as a platform to promote like local brands or where the brands that I'm already involved in, sell it there and then connect with all the printers that have their brand and then we just sell it all in one shop. Kind of like one of my ideas. I want to build like I want to call it the G spot, like the chill spot, just because I'm Glendine, but the G spot, like it's a catchy name. It's easy to remember, and a place just to chill. Like go there, buy brands, barber, tattoo, all that involved in one shop.
So they say underwear at the G spot.
maybe. Nah, but then I had the idea, and then it's already been like, it's just a repeat. It's probably in every, like people think of it, but it's always been done. It's just how you do it. Because I watched Dawn Raid. And that was a mean movie, what they come up and how they went through and opened stores and then they just fell because of the tax and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's always the hard part of it because you have to think about the money side and making sure you pay your taxes because that will catch up as well.
I always laugh at that part of their film because they
When they put the house on.
when they got done with the tax and you hear them say, "Oh yeah, we missed that class, the tax class at school."
Yeah. And that's the funny thing they don't teach us in school about that. And then,
It's crazy.
Because you're right, man. Because at school, no one teaches you about money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Why
though?
And then I see social media. There's all these things going around like saying, like, we're just at school to train us how to work for people.
Yeah.
Don't train us to work for ourselves.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, somewhat it's true, kind of. That in my view it is, like somewhat. It's like it's like almost training us to just be used to breaks. Come to school, you have your 2 lessons, then you have your break. Just like at work, you go to work, you have your breaks. Once the bell rings, you go back straight to school, and then once the 15 minutes over, you go back straight to work. You don't ask any questions. The boss only tells you what to do. The teacher tells you what to do. You know what I mean? It's like. But everyone's always different, you always have those people that break out or like they have their own mind of what to do. And it's
almost as if we have to like try to find that out ourselves.
Yeah. It's
like if you're that type of person growing up, then you're probably
just go looking.
Yeah.
But everything happens for a reason. Yeah.
Wow. So COVID hits and you've got this cafe.
Yeah.
And then surely that's not gonna last then.
Nah, so I was like, so at the beginning we were like, nah, we should just close it. Like, bro, it's like this should be like a sign to us to close. But then my older brother was like, nah, we'll wait for summer. We're gonna crack it. I'm like, hey, you're not the one in it because it was me and then my partner, my wife was trying to run it because I know my wife like knows how to cook and she really loves food, so that was the person I wanted to get in.
So where was it? Where was the cafe?
West Harbour, so West Harbour Marina.
Was it still there?
Yeah, but no one's in there.
Oh yeah.
So we just cut the lease.
Oh,
we just stopped the lease, because the rent went up like twice within that period of 1 year, and then we're like, nah, no way, we can't keep up with this, because we already had a bill owing on the rent, so I was like, nah, we had to cut it and then just try and pay off what we owe.
So is that part of the, when lockdowns are happening, I think landlords were giving the tenants time to, like, a cut-off phase, like, because of COVID, we know you're not going to be open, so we'll stop the...
So they gave us like they cut us down a bit, but it was still not helping because the clients were working from home, and their client base is usually from the ferry that runs from there to town. So it was kind of hard to get people in, but we did like running sales like barbecue plates, running seafood boils, we were running like all that different stuff. But I think it's just because my wife and sister wasn't really in the business kind of mind, because we just snatched them out of work and then come try and run the cafe. and I wasn't really time because I was like trying to print and then trying to do this, and I was like Keli Custom, Taina Hood. I was like had a lot on my plate as well, so I think I was trying to do too much as well. I couldn't put my energy into just the cafe, but I think that's where I should have like spent most of my energy to try and keep it going. But yeah, it was just they were just workers, you know. They just show up. Then when it's time to close, they close up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where if you're a business person, you always have to think outside the box. You have to create ideas. You have to come up with stuff. What will bring customers? What will bring them in? What we can do online and stuff. Because at that phase, a lot of people were doing like homemade food, and they were selling it on Facebook and stuff. And I was just trying to get them into it, but they were really into it. They just just dropped they just want to go back to work or something. Like they want something consistent. They want something that's, you know, regular, like coming in all the time. That can, you know, because they want to go spending. They want to do this. They want to do that. So they were thinking of more of like benefit for themselves. So yeah, I was just trying to explain them that it's not like that at the beginning of any business. You're always on the loss, so you're always, you know, you're always chasing. You're always really chasing at the beginning, trying to make it survive. But then,
See, that story reminds me of a lot of everything I see and hear is on social media, right? So I think there was one when I saw about how it's like if you have a vision, you're gonna have people that have the same vision, so it's easier for you to move forward. Like if people don't have the vision, you're just carrying them.
yeah.
And it's hard to carry people.
And it's hard,
unless because it's your job to like actually tell them what the vision is, like make them see your vision, and see that. Oh, this is for all of us. We can all get. This is our goal, man. We can all get it together, man. And like, but everyone has to be invested, like the same energy as you, or the person who's leading the whole thing.
It's hard because now you're dealing with family, and then you're dealing with business, and you're dealing with your relationship at home. So it's like if you're gonna put a lot of pressure there, then you're just gonna get the silent treatment, and then it just doesn't work. So the best thing was just best to like close it, and then just make sure that we have a better plan next time. It's all that better plan.
So is the cafe just on hold, and then you guys ready to open it up again, or just
just con, just cut it, and then we'll just get the right people next, and just make sure that the money side of it is secure.
Have you set a timeline for when you wanna be in the mall or when you open up the shop?
There's not really a timeline. It's just like the things that I need to do to get there. Like, I reckon it's just the money I have to secure it. And at the moment, I'm picking up a skill that potentially will secure it in the coming years. Yeah.
Sounds like you might have some work for us.
I mean, that's a plan, like for the boys that are always like looking for work and stuff. Like once if I get that right and consistent, and I've got it on lock, then hopefully it can open more doors for me to help, the people, the boys that I know and need and stuff. Yeah.
The thing about fashion and clothing, I think, like it's all trending, right? And it's all trending kind of stuff. Like if you have the ability to like create a culture, like create it for people, and then it's like something different than anything else, and people get into it. Like I think if you see all these other all these other islander guys doing their own t-shirt printing stuff, like Selena and them, and you, and there's heaps. There's all these other guys, like they're printing stuff that's got to do with our culture, our own culture. Like it's either a saying or what we're represented or anything like that, like the hood or whatever, anything. But everything, all that stuff has got to do with what we grew up with. It's like how in America you got the African Americans, they got their culture, the hip hop, and they've blasted that all around the world. So everyone's got the hip hop culture. That's their own thing. But we've got our own thing too. But it's all spread out. Like to me, it's all spread out. Everyone's doing their own things, but it's still the culture. Like even with like the movies we grew up with, like Kickboxer and all those kind of movies, Van Damme and all that. Like that's like we all know these movies. That's how we understand. Yeah, we all grew up with it, so that's part of our culture. So people are doing that too, like putting those stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like,
It's almost like island urban streetwear, right?
yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
but without own twist on it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like when you do the kickboxer one, it's like everyone knows that
Yeah.
straight away the sayings from that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The sayings from those kind of movies.
Yeah.
Like, I bet you if we go to America and say kickboxing, they think, hey, what's that movie? Like, no one knows.
Yeah.
Or Buzzboard or something like that.
Yeah. Nah, yeah. It's so the brand so me and my brother, we made it just for like mostly just to bring out our culture, like Tuvaluans, and just for the Tuvaluans to be proud to be Tuvaluan, like. So they'll wear it with like pride, you know what I mean? They're happy to be Tuvaluan. They want to wear a brand that's Tuvaluan owned, Tuvaluan made, and when they wear it, you know, they're not shy to be Tuvaluan really. And
But that's why I know it's like you've broken through that gap, is when you see non-Tuvaluans wearing it.
yeah.
That to me, just like when I saw the Richmond Turks shirts, when the Richmond Turks put out their first run, and then you saw Tuvalu and Samoans new wearings. That's how you know you're breaking through that market, eh? So to see the Taina hood on Samoan guys, it's like, yo, man, you're sitting up there with those guys, you know, because you got through and everyone's wearing that. So it's crack up to see. I've seen it as far as Wellington. Like, you know, that's when I'm like, Charlie, coming from the hoods over here.
And that's what I mean about changing the culture. Like, see, you found, when you were younger, you found that people are ashamed to be Tuvalu.
Yeah.
So, well, what's that about? Man, I want to change that. So, you know, your brand actually opposes all that. It's the opposite to how you felt when your people were like, man, I'm ashamed to be our island sinking and all that kind of stuff. Like, so you actually change that side of the culture. So that's what I'm talking about when I think about when you say Pacific urban culture. Like, that's ours. Like, how do we turn that into something where it's marketable, you know? It already is, because we're all doing it. Like, I see there's a lot of guys wearing printed stuff rather than Adidas or Nike or Champion, the normal gears, you know, from Rebel Sport and that. Like, people are wearing like our own stuff, printed stuff now. So I think that's a start of something that could be big in the future, you know? Yeah.
Agree. It's just, I reckon it just comes down to money. Like, those big companies, they got money to just spend on marketing and all that, you know, getting it to the right people, like famous people, where little kids are watching them, and then when they grow up, they just buy it just from what they remember, you know, watching on TV, and who their favorite actor, who their favorite sportsman is, you know. So they're just following the people that they watch, because nowadays everyone's always on their phone. You know, kids are on their phones watching YouTube videos, and when they grow up, there's, you know, the phone is just something normal now. So whatever they see on there now is what they're gonna get or what they're gonna buy. So yeah, it's just more of a marketing. You know, if you're good at marketing and you're smart about your marketing on social media, then I reckon you get the right people on, and then it just blows a brand. Well, yeah, I'm mostly just trying to aim at the Tuvaluans, you know, get the Tuvaluans proud of it. We've made some design incorporated like Tuvaluan mats and Tuvaluan island titis, we called, into our designs, where, you know, it's something of newer day kind of designs and incorporating Tuvaluan things that we use in our daily lives as well.
So are you coming out with your own like designs in that, or are you getting orders from people that wanna
Yeah, so we come up
designs?
so Taina Hood, yes, it's our brand. So the ideas all come from my brother, and then I just design it all, and then we just go back and forth. But it's mostly my older brother who comes up with the ideas and stuff, and then I just put it together, and he's always there like, nah, this needs to change, you know. He's always got that, I got a different vision in my head, you need to change this, but nah, this needs to look, you know. He's like a person who knows what he wants, and at the end, like, the end result always comes out nice, and people actually buy it and like it. So he knows what he's, you know, he knows his vision, and what he sees will make something pop, you know what I mean, which is, it's really good to see. Yeah.
Man, I reckon someone could go up against AS Keli. Like, if someone thought about it, like,
Yeah.
because if those guys are, if they're by themselves, right? Man, surely there's room for competition.
There's always room for competition. It's just
Getting the same quality. So if these guys are starting in their garage, they must have got it from somewhere.
Well, there has to be
Has to
another
be,
one.
or someone that's making them. Like, if there's a factory somewhere, like can be overseas. If you go over and just check it out.
I believe their factory would be in Pakistan.
Yeah, no, all
Yeah, yeah.
of so all of
Yeah,
their gears they
yeah,
get it from
anyway.
overseas. They're just good with marketing, good with getting the right people, putting their money at the right places. With us islanders, we really think, once we get money, we put on like family stuff, and we don't really invest it where they. What I see is, they invested right at the right places, and they bring on the right people, and then
Because the quality, the quality of it.
yeah, and then the price. But if everyone just goes for price at the end of the day, but if the quality matches the price, then it's always, you're always in competition if you're playing with price.
Because I think one thing needs to happen is that someone could go up against Ace Color. Ace Color's price will come down because it'll be competition prices, right?
You will have to go because right now, if you're starting, they wouldn't even look at you. You have to be like taking like their big clients for them to drop prices. Because at the moment, they don't really need to drop prices for anyone. Like as I see, they're just rising prices at the moment. They've been raising prices every 6 months, I think.
Because they're only getting in town. That's why.
Yeah. And they're just gaining prices and just opening new stores, and they're just trying to grow throughout New Zealand, like open new stores in Wellington, open new stores in Hamilton or Christchurch and whatnot. Yeah, so they're just growing in that perspective, which is
it's a brilliant market for them because. They're starting with plain clothes, right? It's like, okay, plain clothes. But then you're capturing all the screen printers out there, Yeah. So that's even more a bigger market.
Bigger market.
So that's smart. I wonder if they knew that going into it.
Yeah.
That, man, there's so many screen printers out there. We can get them with our good quality.
Yeah. I think they're pretty good. They're slowly. I think I've heard that they're trying to move to UK and America, so once they try and it's it'll be a good ball game if they get to America, because I think in America's pro clubs, I think they're ones, and the screen printers use Gildan more. That I watch videos and stuff, I think they use Gildan, and then the people out there wear pro clubs for like everyday shirts.
I saw this. I didn't see it. I saw this. I didn't play it, but I saw this podcast about the making of a T-shirt from the cotton to the factory to the print to now. So they just followed that T-shirt's journey, and they went through a couple of countries. Yeah, they went for the printing and then it was a piece of cotton, and then they went through made into a T-shirt, and another country went to America. They went through, and it was pretty interesting there.
Man, I want to touch on just watching you come up the way you did, because 20 years ago, me and one of my close Tuvalu boys, it was everyone needs to assume he was someone.
Yeah.
But because I knew him, Tuvalu and Tuvalu, because they preached the Tuvalu Bible at the PIC grilling. But at a time like this, because I remember going to one of my daughter's field nights. They had a Tuvalu group. And 16 years before that, it was there's no such thing, but I mean, to see a group of almost 20 kids titi it out doing a hard tele, it's beautiful, eh?
Yeah.
There's a change, the change of the times. But even hearing the Tuvalu song being played, and the kids are dancing to it, but in a time where it's Samoans are the hot commodity right around the world right now. But even when it's Tuvalu has come up, you're waving a flag for for young Tuvaluans, and that's why when I see your Taina hood, it's makes you proud, eh? Because I know it's birthed from the hood. We can own it. We can all say, "Bro, that's birthed from the hood," because it was just a move from Waimaku to the hood. And it's pretty much stayed in Universal up until when you left, and then you came out to Caston. But do you ever stop and pinch yourself and feel man? Because you obviously did the strawberry picking and all of that in the holidays.
Yeah.
Now, because what I see from hearing you talk about it is you've sussed your time. You know what I mean? You're not working on borrowed time.
Yeah.
This is the time for you to just plot what you want to do next.
Yeah.
A lot of people have got it they're in the rat race.
Yeah.
And they're oh man, they're time constraint, gotta have something ready. Apart from the printing side of it, have you ever thought man, I want to own something bigger, like a mega factory of, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about telling your brother to Was that?
Wait on, let
Get
me
it-
have
get
my
it.
ideas now. Nah, yeah. That's always been back in my mind. Like, get a factory, you know. I'm like a writer. Like, I have books where I'm just writing ideas and where I want to do or what I want to do, goals. You know, I'm writing my goals and then I review in the month. Flip, I never caught him. Why didn't I catch him? You know, and that's always just. I reckon it's just I'm still around the people, you know, like my cousins
Yeah.
and stuff who are still living. You know,
Yeah.
they're not living like how I'm living. Like.
Because the way what I've just heard, they know just in this hour that you've been here, bro, you've done it. You've done it pretty good, man. Like no one can say that. Like this is the first blueprint, and it's your own. That's done paid homage to like your dad just buying the business, and then him keeping you accountable. But hey, the things are sitting outside,
Yeah.
and I've been there and I've seen these work. Please get it done, eh? Like you can. If you manage the time, like say, okay, look, and just told everyone, we're only going to do 6 hours. If it's not done, leave it. We'll do it tomorrow. They can wait. I mean, that job's not due until whenever. But you get that good enough, but you can probably open up that cafe
Yeah.
again, eh? And then be like, you know what, I'm sick of seeing you girls at home. Go run the cafe
Yeah.
and leave this side of it to us. We'll
Yeah.
keep, we'll come for lunch and we'll catch up.
Yeah.
Do it again. But like when you say like-minded people, like unless you manifest it, it's got to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
But like even this recording, you'll go back, sit back, listen to it, and listen to it back, and because if you tell yourself, like when you get to 30 and you get to a certain age, you're gonna be like, okay, if I have to relive the same 15 years the way I did,
Yeah.
you're obviously not gonna pick all the struggles, eh?
Yeah.
You're gonna want to just skip whatever was good at the time,
Yeah.
and then put it into the next 15 years. And that's how you want to play it, eh?
Yeah.
So I'll just pray for you, man, and hope your gout gets better.
Yeah. That's probably one of the things that's been holding me back. But I know it's holding me back. But it's like I haven't really taken it serious.
Yeah.
I have. What to me I think I have, but I know that I still have I can do way better than what I've been doing.
Yeah.
It's always been like pushed to the side, and I'm always like, what do you call it? Just knowing that I should be alright. Like I'm better than the doctors. You know, I can do it my own way. The doctors say take this pill every day of your life, and I'm like, why should I
Yeah.
take a pill for the rest of my life, man? Maybe if I live to 60, I'm still taking this pill every day.
I'll share this with you, Taina. And I said it on one of our pods years ago,
Yeah.
or probably like last year. And it was about a guy who lost so much weight. He was probably in the 200s club. He's now like sitting at like 150. And like he'd be like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
They said, you need the sleep apnea machine. Yes, I don't need that. He lost heaps of weight.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't need it, but they did say, if you sleep with the machine, it will help you get better rest.
Yeah.
Then he started training, carried on doing the protein and that. Then he started getting gout attacks.
Yeah.
And he said his first experience of a gout attack, he'd never felt such excruciating pain.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, take those pills. And then he was like sitting there. He took the pills. Once the gout left him, he was like thinking, why the hell did I take those pills for? Like,
Yeah.
I've been living 30 plus years of my life, never taken any
Yeah.
preventatives or any gout pills. And then he said he had an epiphany. He sat there and he goes, shut up. He's a doctor.
Yeah.
He's a doctor.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
he's
are you a doctor?
Yeah.
Like, he was listening to himself going, well, why is this guy telling me I need to take this?
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
He went to school to be a doctor. Like, listen to him. Like, he's trying to tell you something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, listening to your story, bro, I reckon, like, sit down and plot it out. Because I believe that the way you're working at it, you'll get it done, bro.
Yeah.
And that hood drive, that belief to make your family proud.
Yeah.
But not only that, man, put the Tuvalu and, like, flag higher,
Yeah.
you know, higher on the map in terms of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I believe, bro, it's unreal. It's unreal to know it firsthand. Like when we sat down and had a yarn about it.
Yeah.
But then also just to see you grind. It's like, bro, it's solid, man.
Yeah.
How do you find the grind? Because there's a stage in the grind where the productivity gets intense, and
Yeah.
and to the point where it's this daily thing. You just do it, and you think, man, when is it gonna end, or when is it gonna
Yeah.
get better, or I'm just keep on doing it, but it's part of the whole plan.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that some days?
Nah, I feel like I can do more, but like my body or my health is not reaching where my mind is. Like, number one is health. Like, that's what I've understand from gout. Like, going through gout, like, I get it bad. I get it for like 3 to 6 months sometimes. And I'm just lying in bed, like, not being able to get up and do my work and then have to turn down orders that I can't do. And then sometimes I have to pressure my wife and my siblings to, get the job done. And they're like, why aren't you doing it? And then I'm a gal, and I'm like, but I can do it. Like, but I can't, you know what I mean? Like, in your mind, you can do it, but your body, you can't do it because you can't even get up. You can't even put weight on your leg without, feeling that pain. And it's real painful. And then even, like, them, like, saying, oh, yeah, you can't do it. Like, and then it, like, just makes you want to, like, be better, And, yeah, I've understand, like, health has to be number one. Just for all our, like, just not just for me, but like all of us. Because if you can't, if your health is not right, you can't really do anything. You can't get up, And like if you get gout, I can't even go to the toilet. I can't even shower by myself. Like I can't do nothing. I have to get my wife to like help me, and I'm like, flip, I'm like an old man, and I'm only like right now I'm 27, but like when I started getting it when I was 18, but it wasn't this bad. It wasn't as bad as like now it is because I'm like just still eating the bad food, still.
Is it the seafood?
I think it's just like sugar, I like my fizzies. So I'm still trying to cut down on the fizzies. And yeah, it's just the diet, the food that we cook at home, and then the rice, and then, it's just... It's hard to like try and jump on a diet because you always have temptation of the food, and then the sisters and cousins come with the takeaway, and then you're like, flip, I'm 2 days into my diet, and then I'll start again next week.
We all have like I just started a diet when they start like 2 hours ago.
Yeah. Nah, but it's I reckon like I found out that way, like health has to be number one. I'm still trying to structure my days, like, because my days are like pretty crazy at the moment. Like I try and like I've like planned like how many hours I have to sleep, how many hours I have to grind, how many hours I'm at work. So I'm like, I picked up a night job last year because I just finished my last episode like last year of gout. Like I had gout for like 3 months, and I'm like, bro, and I was just have time just thinking, that's time to think, and I was just like, nah, I just need to, get out there and use as much time as I can, because I was just sleeping hours of days, I was sleeping like 10, 12 hours, and then at night when it comes, then you just want to sleep again, you know what I mean, because you're not really doing much. And then you just fall into a phase where like, flip, like I'm doing all this, but I can't do anything, if you've got gout. Like I have to put like heaps of stuff on hold. Yeah, so I've just I need to get out of the house. I need to just move, because if you put your mind to something, you can also break out of it. And I've had glimpses of it, like breaking out of the cycle once you put your mind to it, and without like if you put your mind to something without like caring of what other people think, you can actually like get more than what you expected with just going like I want to put a sale out, and then you put a sale out, and then boom, heaps of people just order, and you're like, flip, why don't I do this like every month or something, where and then after you just fall into a phase like yeah, back to chill, you're back to chill mode, like but yeah, after that last year, I'm just now, if I'm not doing anything, I should be working, I should be working. And then at night, I picked up that job because I'm working. So the thing that I want to get good at, I do it at night. So it's I'm trying to get into trading the Forex market. So that's what I'm been getting into for the last like 2 to 3 years. And yeah, I'm slowly getting the skill. Now it's just perfecting the strategy and stuff that I'm on. And I want to be like, my goal is to like try and be one of the top islanders at trading. Or like that's one of my goals. Like I don't see islanders, I see Americans, I see Mexicans, I see Palangis and stuff that like have their see their Instagram, they're popping, they're making money, and they've got their Lambos, whatever. But they got the skill, and I've watched their story behind where they came up from, and But some of them are lucky they got it younger, and then some people got it later on in their life. But yeah, that's one of the things that I've been looking at.
You know
Yeah.
what? There was a clue of you saying that what you want to do earlier in this podcast when you said working smarter, not harder. Because that's part of it, eh? Like that's your mentality right there. Like ever since you're a kid, like you work hard, but try to find ways to be more efficient.
still be more efficient, because I know when I crack like the market, or it's not cracking, but like once I perfect my skill and have my plan down, bro, the money in there's like crazy. Last year, me and my brothers and cousins and friends were over, and we were trying to teach them more how to trade, and that night I made like 20K under an hour. Yeah, 20K under an hour. And that's what opened my mind. Like, bro, what kind of crazy ass money is this? Like, I have to make 1,000 or 2,000 shirts, and it'll take me like 2, 3 to 4 weeks to get that kind of money. And you're taking money from, you still have to pay for the shirt, you still have to pay for the ink, you still have to do the work. Where here, you're just looking on the screen, you're like looking at the market, bang, I'm in, boom, cut it out, I take 4K, locked and loaded, and then I was cheering with my boys, and I'm like, what the flip? We're just making like money like this, and you're not really putting hard work. And that time we're having fun with it as well, like, because I was still in the phase of learning how to trade and testing the strategy. And then actually, like, I'm a person where I'll just put my money in straight away and then just do it, like... With this demo accounts, like right now, I'm like smarter now. Like I'm like, nah, because I really lost a lot. So I'm like, nah, perfect the skill, get the discipline, get the patience, because I didn't have that. Like going in there, it's just like, boom, it's almost like gambling, but it's like people I watch is they have plans and they have goals. Like they'll risk 1% to make 3%, but they have a big account, which that's why they grow, But like me, we just had like. We'll put in like 10K, 20K, and then we'll just jam, bang, 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 make a 500, make 1,000, make 2,000. And I'm like, for me, I was like chasing. Like I'm like, made 10K flip, I want to make 20, bang, oh yeah, I want to make 30, which I never had the risk management, where that's a big thing in trading. You have to have your risk management, how much you want to risk to make. Well, I'm just lose 1,000, flip it, I'm going to make 2,000, yeah, I want to make, I'm just chasing, bang, winning, losing, winning, winning,
That's not a good strategy.
It's not a good strategy, because you're not actually taking out the money, You didn't have the money until you transfer it out. Then it's your money, you know what I mean? Where I was just learning and just... But it's good because you get to learn how you are as a person. You lose patience. When you lose, you're like, flip, what the flip I was doing? Like, it's crazy. Like, and it's a good experience for me, because it's way different to what I'm doing. It's like a whole nother game and whole nother ball game for me. Like, business is like this, work is like this, playing rugby is like this, and trading is like this. It's like, yo. But I know that, bro, once I crack that skill, and it just opens up all the doors for my business, I can buy a factory, I can open a shop, and that's where all the money will come from, because that skill or that, you don't really have to do work. You can make money like that and just, yeah, and then you can just have enough money to pay employees as well, because you're paying them like $25, $30. Like, I want to make sure I have a good rate. Like, if I do the skill, and make sure I can pay family or friends well, and then, just create what I want to create,
We had my cousin Johnny on, We had Johnny Russell on. And he he went and did like classes where he worked on the mental side of the mental well-being of running the business. Because a lot of the time, sometimes the emotion takes over and the logic goes out the door, and it becomes, why did I act on that? Because he said at the time he was watching a whole lot of Pacifica businesses out there at the start, smashing it. And then when he got in deep, found out, oh man, there was a falling out there for something stupid, or something like emotional way, like, someone saw more sentimental value in that. And it's in terms of like, well, business-wise, it doesn't make sense. Would you ever consider trying to do something like that to help you like manage like how you're trading money, but to emotionally not do it because like your first reaction is like, oh, the money's in there. Whereas your fear to just thought, oh shit, nah man, play safe for now,
Yeah,
because we're going for the long game sort of
So
thing.
that's why I'm just planning.
Because
So,
it's an expensive.
so now my plan is like, so everything I've done, I always learn. Like I always take kind of lesson from it. I always review myself. Like, why didn't you take out the money? Why are you doing it? Like, you're being greedy. You know, you're being like, you're already thinking like 10 years ahead. You're already thinking. You're thinking about now. Like, oh yeah, I'll write it down and then I'll read it later. And then and then I'll make another plan. And then I'll go through. If it doesn't work, then I feel like I need to change this. So I'm always writing. Like I got like 3-4 books like sitting in my car, in my room, or in my it's the places where I go. So if I'm there, I'm just writing. I'm either planning for the next day and then just writing like what I'm thinking, what I should fix. Like 1, health, then 2, fix my faith. I need to go to church. 3, my family, my wife. 4, business. 5 is like trading, and then 6 is like my job. Like I picked up a job as well, just to make sure that every 24 hours a day I'm using it for something. Yeah, and it's just I'm just using every single hour and it just comes from working and just gout and everything. It always accumulates to why I'm doing what I'm doing.
It makes sense because the gout makes you, sort of gave you the opportunity to get into the space, get into that world, the training world. When I think of that world, training world, it's only the white people doing it all. Hey, just like you said, so it's good to hear you talk about you getting into it and getting involved and doing all that stuff. Because when I think about all my friends that always do TAB sports betting, like they're putting all their money into the multi bets and all that, just and
Wait, that's a trade in itself.
That's a similar thing, Like you're putting your money.
Everything
you're putting your money into
to make money. Yeah, everything's it's just how you plan it. Like if you got a right plan and you're watching the teams that you think will win and you're actually putting in the work, but some people are just guessing. Then that's when it becomes gambling. When you're just hoping that team wins. Then it becomes gambling. Which the Palangis, they actually like do their research. Yeah. They do their due diligence. They look at a team. They look at their lineup, who's injured, who's doing well the last week. They do all that, and they're like, this team is like their chances. This team has an 80% chance. This team has They look at percentages, and that's what kind of separates us from them, because they actually they don't put their money at risk. They have to have a risk. They know what their risk is. They know their risk, and they know their return. Where us is like, I know this team's gonna win, and then when hoping, win the game, and then he's like, we need him to try. Come on, get him try. And then after when you win it, you're like, I just won $1,000. Well, the guys are more like the Palangis, or like people who actually do their research, not just the Palangis, but even some islanders do their research and actually, make money on it.
It's good practice, because it's like, anyone that's got KiwiSaver, does anyone actually look at where your money is going in KiwiSaver? Actually look at the companies that the money is going to?
No.
Like we all have providers that take our money for KiwiSaver, but these providers invest it into other companies around the world and stuff. So are we actually looking what these companies are? If we were to put all these companies and all the providers in the line and we study all of them and see who's making money, who's not, then we can tell what's a better provider to go with. It's that kind of stuff.
That stuff, just doing your due diligence. And that's where I learned from. I got into that NFT space with Trillionaire Thugs. I jumped in that when it started out, because I was just scrolling on Instagram, and then I saw Fortify. So he shared it on his post, and I was clicking onto it, and then I jumped into his voice chats on that Discord, and then I heard he was talking in it. So I'm like, is this legit? And then asked him questions, and he will return, and then I'm like, this looks like a good investment, And he already explained it at the beginning, it's a long game. It's not like an overnight success. A lot of people think it's just you buy something and it grows. And it's always risky as well. So it might not grow, but he can see that in the future everyone's moving to digital. Everyone's playing online games like Fortnite. Everyone, I know, because I was kind of Fortnite kind of buzz for a while, and I had to snap out of it so I can just do my work. So how he explained it is just, yes, digital. They're trying to move into Ready Player One kind of thing, where everyone just wakes up, put on their goggles, and I don't know if it's go to work or meet people like Facebook, you know what I mean? Instead of being in class, you just put on your goggles, or podcast, you just put on your goggles. I come here and we're already You know, you're at home, I'm at home. We just put on a, hey, sup guys? You know what I mean? It's something like how we explaining something like that. You know, it's a development and it's still in the early stages.
I know Zuckerberg's having trouble with Metaverse in terms of like the hardware because Facebook's having Metaverse. They're having problems with Apple because Apple's got all these restrictions on on keeping things private because they don't want to open sort of like if between Samsung or between Android and Apple's got more security to keep your stuff private than Android does because Android is like liable to hackers and it's everything except for Apple. So because Apple has all those restrictions, all that security, it's hard for Metaverse to use Apple phones for their Metaverse. So because of that, I heard Zuckerberg wants to make his own, own Android phone or own phone. They people can use the Metaverse. Kind of stuff.
True.
So I think that whole thing changes the game, like because if you think about, man, who can beat Apple now? You know, Apple's the leader in phones. Sort of thing. Like I think because Apple's so powerful that they've got a set price on all their phones, so the same price all over the world. So I think once you see Apple prices are different around the world, then you'll know that they're probably in trouble with competition. Because if you go to Australia or if you go to America, everyone's got Apple. There's hardly any Samsungs. Heaps of Samsungs, but it's like this. I think that Samsung's like the second. You know, it's the second phone around the world.
It's always Apple. They just got a good marketing.
But you know your what's that digital thing? The
NFT.
NFT, yeah. So what have you learned about that? Because I know I've got a cousin that's made NFT rugby players. And they're like trading cards. Sort of thing, like, and that's what I thought they were, like these NFTs, like that they could be a video or a song or anything that's held in like the blockchain, the same technology they use Bitcoin. So you can track
crypto.
So you can track where it's from and where it changes hands.
So it's more like something you own online. It's like they're trying to move everything online. Like it's funny, but like kind of like in a way, like you can see it. We're moving digital. You know, all the kids now, they're on their phones. Like when I was young, we didn't even have a phone till like, you know, intermediate high school. But now you got like 5-year-olds watching YouTube. They know how to use YouTube. You know, they cry when they don't have their favorite movie. And you got 5-year-olds like already on their iPad. You know, they're all moving technology wise. So I think this is built for the new generation, and it's good and kind of bad, like how I see it. But you can't really stop a big movement, really. You know, that's where the world's moving. So you either gotta move with it or you have to find your own way of living. And that's just business as well. If the business is going digital, you know, you either go on the boat or you're gonna get left behind, really. But NFTs is just more like how I was explained to it in our Discord. It's like just a trading card. Like they have Pokemon cards now, you know what I mean? And people buy it and then they swap it and sell it for a higher price. So you're just trading stuff like just for higher value, and it just depends on the person who's buying it if they think it's higher. You know what I mean? Like if you buy, it's just like buying this bottle. It's just business. You know, you buy this bottle for $5, you sell it to this guy for 10, and if he wants to pay for 10, then he'll buy it for 10 because everyone else wants it. You know, like everyone's thirsty in the room, and there's only one bottle. It's gonna go to the highest bidder, really. So as he go, oh, I'll pay $10, and that guy's, nah, I'm thirsty. I'll buy it for 15. Then the bro goes, nah, I got $20 right here, and it's only the one bottle, but everyone's thirsty. You know what I mean? It's gonna go to the highest bidder, really. So it's just like that. You need a market for it. So in any business, you know, you go into a business, you have a lot of people that are wanting that product, the price goes up. If it's all made up at the end of the day, really, you know, everything's made up, or
supply and demand.
Yes, supply and demand. It's just simple, you know. You supply it. If the supply's not there, then and the demand's high, then you can play with the prices. You know, you can say, oh, now it costs $50 because there's only 10 left, and 1,000 people want it. You know,
it's funny, because if you think about it, you know diamonds. If God came and clicked his finger and said everybody doesn't care about diamonds in the whole world, then diamond's not worth anything.
Diamond's not worth anything. Yeah,
And
it's
then
just
it's like-
simple. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
what you see a rich person wearing it,
Yeah.
then it makes it,
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Like that's sort of like how fashion
Yeah, that's how fashion is.
comes and goes, eh? Because
Comes and
when a celebrity wears something in the olden days,
Yeah.
that will come back, eh?
Yeah, like all the high brand. That's why
Yeah.
there's high brand, low brand, but it's all kind of made the same factory, same material. It's just how they brand them, and they give it to the high level people, like people who's out there in the world or have a following. Yeah,
Shucks, man.
supply and demand. Yeah, simple as that. Supply and demand.
See, that's cool how you're learning all that kind of stuff, eh? The business.
What? He's a
kind of
wise
stuff,
kid,
eh?
eh? This guy's a wise kid. But that's what I mean. It's like a different take from hearing my chin talk about it. You know, and because you're a couple, just a handful of years later, younger.
Yeah,
But it's like, man, just your wisdom, your knowledge about it, man, was what it's what making me feel like, right, this guy's obviously learning, like moving with the times as well.
Especially with the trading stuff. Because, man, I never understood any of that trading stuff.
Yeah.
They just look good on the movies, like on Wall Street. And most recently, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
That scene when Matthew McConaughey is talking to Leonardo and doing the thing, thing. But his story made sense to me.
It's
Like, hey, you get these people to invest,
Yeah,
but the trick is to keep it in there
yeah,
and just make them think that it's growing, but it's still in there. Like once you give it to them, once you take it out, give it to them, it's gone. Eh?
Yeah, it's another story, a funny story. It's not a funny story because a lot of people think left out on it. But a few years ago, I joined one of my a person I looked up to as a business, Tuvalu person. Because back when I started Tuvalu business, he already had his business popping. Yeah, but I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. But I'll just say I wouldn't mention his company and all that. But I was involved in kind of like a Ponzi scheme.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. So, bro, so I joined up because I looked up to him as a businessman, But I didn't know what he was involved in, like behind or how he used to deal business. But I just knew that he was Tuvalu and Samoa, and he had a security company. He had workers. So I looked at this guy, And I was young back then, 2015, when I just started my business, and he came to do his t-shirts with me. And he rolled up with his boys because one of my cousins were one of his workers. So he led them on to me, like I print shirts. I printed their first company shirts. And he was doing well, he was getting clubs and all that. So I'm like, wow, this guy's a mean businessman. I want to learn, get involved myself, with these kind of businessmen. I want to, because I don't know much Tuvalu business people, really, back when I was young. So I've always had, like he was a good businessman. He knows what he's doing. And then later in the years, like 2 years ago, he ran that Ponzi scheme. But I don't know why anyone... because I never knew how it ran before. I've heard about pyramids and stuff. And then he came out with it, and I was, skeptical if it was him or a scammer. Because, heaps of people message you on Facebook, it's fake. So he messaged me, and then I was like, bro, I need to call you. I need to actually talk, you know what I mean? Talk to him, and then he's like, just say I won the lotto. And I'm like, hey, how is this guy making his money? Because you would invest 500, and then 4 weeks later, you'll get 5K. And then I'm like, hey, how's he doing this? So he left, he would say, and then I was like, oh yeah, hit up my brothers. Gee, I'm going to take the risk. Do you have any spare money? Because he guaranteed that the money will come back to you. So I called up my brothers, gee, this guy's running this. And he's like, gee, it's a scam. He goes, I talked to him. It doesn't sound like, but I knew that in those kind of situations, I think when you jump in quick, you get it quick as well. And then the last, so I asked my two brothers, they wanted to join. They said, oh yeah, we got spare 2K in our savings, not doing anything. So they gave me 2K, my brother gave me 2K, and then I had 2K. So I'm like, oh yeah. And then I gave him the money. He came, picked it up, and then had a talk with him. I was like, bro, how you doing it? Is it legit and all that? And he's like, yeah, really telling me much. He went away, and then after, bro, the next week, I was trying to figure it out, how to run it, how is he doing this? Going through his explanation, they'll find people and then they'll pay you. And then it fell down to 2, which was a pyramid scheme or Ponzi scheme. And then I was still doing my due diligence, I'm if I'm put my mind to something, I have to figure out how it's done, or else, you don't just put something into something you don't really know about. And then it fell down to Ponzi scheme where you give your money, he has to find the people to give that money to, and then you receive the people's money. But his job is to try to keep the money in, just like trading, you know what I mean? They have to keep most of the money into their company, because if you give it all out, then it makes their job harder to find more people to cover the money they have to do for the next people's week. So I was like, oh, flip, I clocked this guy. I'm gonna make $1 million there. I'm gonna make $1 million off him, see if I can, just play the game. So he came with So he came first with 30K. He came with 30K, and I said, yeah, I'll hold it just to show my family, because my family were like, are you sure it's real? And then like, oh, just wait for the money, he's coming. He came with 30K, I showed my family. But then I was like, I was always telling him there's a risk as well. So if the money doesn't come, you get. But he says it's like guaranteed. So I'm like, oh, it's up to you guys if you want to risk, I'm not forcing you guys, but if you got spare money, like I tell him, don't put like your life savings. Like heaps of people, like later when it was running, like heaps of people were like chucking in like life savings, their mortgages and all that. And I was like, fuck, money drives people crazy. Like where I was just like chilling, like real. Once I got that 30K, I already knew I made 24K profit, and he still has 30K to bring. So the next one he came to bring the half, but I already knew that they're trying to hold that 30K. That's why they never came that first night with the 30, like the 60, because we put in 60, and he promised that from that 6 you get 60K. So the next day came with the rest 30, and I was like, oh no, just keep it, because I already made my profits. Like I'm not greedy. I don't want to take it all.
That's the trick, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I said.
That's
just
the trap,
leave
yeah.
it. Yeah, that's the trap. So I'm just like, leave it. I was like, I'll leave it, because I knew this is the beginning, and I knew heaps of people are getting into it. So I'm like, bro, these guys are crazy. So I'll leave the 30, and I gave back 16K. So from the 30K that I already had, plus the 30 that they're supposed to give me, I gave back like 46.5. So at the end of the day, I'm still profit. You know what I mean?
Well, how much did you start with initially?
Six. And then I gave back 30K out of like the money that we made. And then the mistake I made is like, because he told me, he was looking for agents, like where your job is to find people. But I already knew that I had like connections. Like I already knew a lot of people that would just jump if I just show it on Facebook or whatnot. And to me, I didn't really need to chase people. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it, because you get paid like a K every 100 people. I wasn't really thinking of them running away, because I already thought that, they're good people. Like the person that was running it was all good. So I'm like, nah, he won't do that. Because I knew there were 3 ways they will leave. He'll either get arrested, or, he'll already get arrested, or he'll run away, or he'll just stop it himself. Those are like the 3 exits that he'll take. So I'm like, oh yeah, but I was still trying to get on top to see how many people or how much money they're actually holding. So I know like, oh, now I need to stop like bringing in people. But yeah, the fault was like just too many people coming, and then I was explaining to them. Other people will ring me and ask how it's working, because they didn't know how it's working, if they're like investing in trading or crypto. And I'm like, nah, these guys are just collecting money and then paying you with the people's money, like Peter pay Paul. And I was like, already, the thing was, I already understand how it worked. And then...
But that's illegal.
Yeah, they say it's illegal. Yeah, but I'm like, if the person at the top was truthful, it would work, you know what I mean? And it's just like the bank. He was a bank. That's what the banks do. They get your money, they loan it out, and then they make money, and then they give you 1%. You know what I mean? The only thing is the government tells you you're not allowed to do that. Only the bank's allowed to do that. But what's the difference? You know what I mean?
It's like
you have to your mind thinking, and you have to be open minded as well. But it's always looking at the person who's running it, because it's the person at the top that's... You don't know his agendas. You don't know his hidden agendas. You don't know if that person's actually for the people, or, and the thing was like a lot of people did get affected and lost most of their savings and stuff. But yeah, it's just, you have to do your own research as well. Like for us, I already told them, my brothers, like, I'll risk. The only thing that I went wrong is I started being an agent. And I was bringing people, but I wasn't really... I was explaining how it worked, and then I was actually telling them it was because they promised us 100% guaranteed money back. So a lot of people joined in, and it kind of affected us as well, like later. But we put, like, me and my brothers already made a plan to pay people back. So, and I think to date we've paid like 70K to like families and friends, because my brothers always instilled in us that we have to like make sure, even though it's not us that ran it, but we were involved. We have to still give back because they came just because of who they knew us as people, not because we ran it, but just because, oh yeah, it's Punga doing it here. You know, they gave it freely. They never asked questions. Because I knew like the influence or the people I knew, they know who I am as a person as well. They'll just give it without really, asking questions or whatnot. And that was kind of the downfall as well. But I didn't really think of the rest of them. I was just thinking of my risk. I was just thinking of the money that I put in, But like we didn't make profits from it because that 30K came back. It was 300. So we took 150 and left 150. And I was like, fuck, we're going to make $1 million off this. You know what I mean? And then with me not even trying, like I knew how the game worked. The game worked, but the people that were running it didn't like. I think they weren't holding the money that's supposed to be holding in, because it's just like trading. You have to hold the money. The brokers they call it, in the Wolf of Wall Street, they use the money and then they're saying, the percent is going up, but it's really not. It's just made up, and that's the same as just like the Ponzi's and pyramid scheme. The money is just getting, bringing it here, moving it there. But your job as the person in the middle that's holding all the money, your company, is to make sure you don't give all of the money out. You're only supposed to give percent, like 10, 20%. Yeah, that's what the banks don't let you take out. You try and go to the bank and take out 20, 30K. You have to sign a form, and why you have to sign that when it's your money? They have to order your money in. Why is that? You know what I mean?
Even if all that money went into like a term deposit, it'll still make money, or savings, right? All those dollars will still make money from the bank.
Yeah,
and you can still give out the.
But
the dividend
it's because
to the people.
Their time frame was too small and the percent they were giving out was too much. And I was telling them, bro, I can make $1 million off this game. You know what I mean? And I was, and then they changed the rules, and they they didn't know what to do, because the guys that knew how the game worked were like kind of like playing the game against them, and so they had to change rules and stuff. And then they just got they just got stopped because people they started getting investigated and all that. So that's why it's been on a down low for 2 years now. But then we're just still stuck with paying back the close friends and families that was affected from it. And we've been paying back all the boys from the hood and the people who did join under just because of the boys.
But does it ever come on the news?
It did once.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 years ago it did once. You had to look it back. Yeah, it did. Because it was they said it went for the Tongan community and then it came for the Tuvalu community.
All right.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's that story that what's her name? Barbara reported on. The TVNZ reporter, the Pacifica correspondent, Barbara Driver.
Was
I
it
don't know, I think
one of the
so.
Tongan church though?
Huh?
Was it through the Tongan church? Because I did see one.
Yeah.
It was through the Tongan church. She said they just got called to the meeting, whatever, and they got told how much they had to give. Was it $500?
Yeah.
And then, and if they wanted to, become like agents. They had to go and
It was. So that one was like, I think they were running a pyramid. So there was two that was running. There was a pyramid and Ponzi schemes that were running those ones. Yeah, but they just had the whole thing twisted, and I think they just had their own hidden agenda behind it. Because it can run for years. That guy in America, he ran his for years.
Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, he ran it for years.
He was the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world. Eh?
Yeah, and that's where they find it from. But then they never invested any of it. Like I'm like, bro, crypto was blowing at that time. You could have just put you could have just put like $1 million or something in there, and then it would grow the next week, and then take it all out, and then just made money from nothing, really.
I mean, it seems silly, that he didn't invest. It was billions of dollars.
They were just sitting back, smoking cigars, drinking wine, and whatnot. And I was there printing shirts, and getting people messaging, and I was replying to them, doing my shirts, I was just still grinding. But I really, it was just like, it was a good experience as well, and a good lesson for me as well. Like,
it's kind of like good insight into people's mentalities when it comes to money, eh?
Yeah.
Like it's all that quick get rich quick scheme.
Yeah, it
like,
doesn't last.
Man, those schemes, but even the mentality of people when they just want to win.
Yeah.
Straight away. Like there's no thought into putting hard work into something to make it good, eh?
It was crazy to see people like come and like drop off heaps of money and stuff. I'm like, bro, people have savings. Why don't they invest? Like, you know what I mean? And like invest into companies and stuff. It's just they don't have the knowledge, you know what I mean? But people have money and savings and stuff, like they can actually bring out money, or they'll rather gamble it or, you know, risk it at these stuff they don't understand instead of actually go to research companies, which they'll break a lot of Pacific Islanders out of the cycle, all these games and all that.
So how's your experience of all this helping your business now? Like your printing and maybe the cafe opening again, like you've gone into like trading and going into business and all that kind of stuff. Like you must have learned a lot, obviously. But how is that gonna help you now? Like you might sounds like you got a lot of knowledge now than ever before.
Time now. I'm just trying to be patient now. Like before, I'm just like trying to grind and trying to chase that meal. You know, I want to make that meal now. I want to make that, but now it's just like time. I got years. You know, there's people who don't start till like they're 30, 35. You know what I mean? I'm still like nearly at 30, so I still got time. I'm just trying to learn skill, trying to perfect skill, and trying to, just test the waters. I still got time to test the water. You know, I don't have a kid yet to be able to have that freedom still, because I know once you have a kid, you know, you can't really risk, you know, because you're risking not just you're risking your kid and your family. It becomes your full-time investment. So at the time now, I'm still testing the waters of trying to build skill. At least I found like trading as something I know that will benefit and will help me process my business and also help pay back the other people who lost a lot in that game. Yeah, and that's who I'm just doing it for the people, really.
How is your how do you think about your goals now? Like in terms of like, do you have the mentality of working hard right now? I know you've got your health and that, but working hard right now to ease the future, like to relax in the future.
Yeah, it's like.
Or is it like, do you just see you constantly have to work all the way?
I see. I just want to work, like, because people want to work to retire, but it's like when you retire, you don't do nothing really. Like you get bored, and I've been bored of having goats. Like almost I'm retired, you know, when I have my goats. It's like, why do people want to retire really? Like you do nothing at all. Like you have to find stuff to do to keep your mind occupied, really. Like, because everyone's grinding to get out of the rat race, but you should like grind to do something on your own that you like. You know what I mean? Like a side hustle that, you know, people talk about, and then the side hustle builds and becomes more better. But like that's more better because it makes your brain function, you know. You're doing something you like and your brain is functioning, you know. You're doing this job, you're doing that job, and then it's a mean process and it's a mean grind. Where I reckon people just find something that they want to do, like create, because it's in everyone. It's just actually putting the time in to do it, because most of us always say, oh, not too busy, or nah, we're doing this, and then all good. But everyone's trying to grind to retire, where the retirement age is like 65, and you can't really do much when you're 65. You're old as, you're old man. I'm like young and I get gout and I can't really do much when I have that, so I'm like, nah.
Some age will probably go up by the time we get 65.
Like 75.
When we get there, man.
Yeah, they want to keep us working. It's crazy.
Have you thought about trying to grow the Keli custom like catalog anymore?
Yeah, I'm still working with, you know, the bro. It's they want to be sad to the bro, but
sitting on his hands.
It's
So what is that?
Keli Custom.
Yeah.
So when I want to be sting to the bro, but the bro's there, you know what I mean? It's just like we are just different. We work differently, and we're just probably like we work how we work, and I didn't probably expect the way he worked and then the way I do it. Like, you know, it's hard when you haven't managed people, or, you know, kind of put yourself as not a boss, but you want to do something, then you tell him, oh, bro, you do it this way, that way, and then he'll do it his own way, and then you're like, oh, no, it's good, like, to adapt, but then sometimes when you leave stuff along, and then, you know, people start, you know, asking, oh, bro, where's this and where's that, and then, oh, no, we'll get it done, sorry, bro, about that, and then, you know, it just, I don't know, it makes you realize what, you have to pick the right people as well sometimes. not just jump at the first option that comes to you, but
So
to me, it's always a lesson.
So from what I remember, because like right about when the KUB stuff started to roll, like when they sort of like the commission said, "Oh man, we should roll something out KUB," and there was already a KUB emblem out there. So I went through the right path and asked the old boys, "Oh, can we use this?" The boys who already had it out at the world, can we use this but change the dates? And then we pretty much started using that KUB as being okay, the Carlson Old Boys, but the Brotherhood. And then out of nowhere, Keli Cousins came about and it was Keli Brotherhood.
Yeah.
So that was there. And then they started using the District 35A.
Yeah.
And like all of that's all custom stuff, you know. That's like a collective of like the hood, the boys that rock the, you know, KUB. Like to me, KUB is everyone. It's not just my entity. It's like it belongs to the Brotherhood, worldwide and everything. But Puga and his partner, would you say partner? They came on the scene and they just started dropping stuff. And they used every old boy that was pretty much custom as the face of wearing the gears. Like everyone that's made out of custom wears the gear. And like that's all you saw. And it came on strong, you know. And then when I finally got to meet him, I had to ask like, oh man, who gave the green light to run the 35? And then I was like, oh, the bro got the blessing. Because every time I put something out, I always put it in front of the commission and said, oh, give me your thoughts and be honest, don't hold back. In the but that's nice, that's good. Yeah, bro, we'll support that. So I knew like every time I put something out, I was never going to get ill feeling from anyone because that's the green light from the older boys, you know. But yeah, just when I sat down and asked, Funga just laughed about it. I was like, oh man, it's one of the bros.
Cause I asked him about it because I didn't want to have that same thing because I didn't know the old boys and stuff, but and all that, like, you know, the interview. That's why I wanted just to stick around, like my friends, and just us until like if it does go to anyone, and then they'll come and talk to me. Then you know I can grow it out and bring in the right people who, because I wanted like a team, like you know what I mean, like members. Where it's kind of holding back, we're like, nah, just us two. We need to grow, bro. My vision and like his vision is kind of like, you know, it's different. Where I want to bring like a whole community because this is a community. Keli Custom is just not me, you know what I mean? I might have like started with the bro because when I was doing my printing stuff, I was doing Taina and then I was doing my custom stuff on the side. I knew that when I wanted to make custom like separated from Taina and Punga prints, it needed to be run by somebody. So that's when like he came. So I thought, you know, he came, he was leaving his job and he was saying, oh bro, I want to become a printer and stuff. I was like, oh, he's from Kelston. I was like, oh yeah bro, I've got this idea. I just need a person to, you know, run the admin, and then if I'm gonna teach you how to print, I want you to, you know, help me with this project. And then I had my idea with like growing it later, but you know, just to get him started, like teach him the skill and then, you know what I mean, grow it, and then later started to know him as a person, how he is around and all that. And then I was like, oh, yeah, nah, the bro's all good. It's just, you know, everyone's different, you know, everyone has their ups and downs. But, you know, I'm like, nah, I'm still going to work with him now. Yeah, I'm not a person where it's just, you know, you've come up to the first thing I don't like about this guy, nah, cut it off, you know. Straight away, I'm a person where, I know he can change. Or
shows your heart, you know, and your patience.
I know he can be better. I know he can, you know, everyone has their downfall. You know, I'm not perfect as well. You know, I have my downfalls and stuff.
Oh, okay. So it was a work ethic sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a work ethic, and then you know, like kind of throwing it to me, and then I'll take the shit from the customers.
But
it's
it's almost like the Mr. Miyagi figure. Mr. Miyagi told Taina son, do it like this, and I swear it's gonna work. See, that's why it's not working.
Yeah, it was because it fixed as well. Like it fixed the process as well. Like you know, how it's died out. It's just because I'll rather use my energy in other stuff than putting it there where I know it's gonna, you know, put more pressure or stuff on me where I don't really need. Where I just put my you know, energy over here, or now I've got trading. Now I've got more energy I can put in there, and then I got a job that I can run, and then I do that. And then you know what I mean. So I'm always trying to use positive energy because I don't want to go there and be negative and then this guy, you know what I mean? It doesn't help anyone, and it doesn't help the bro or me. And then I'm just looking out for more like-minded people, and people bring ideas because he brings a side of this idea. Okay, I bring my idea. Now I need another 3-4, you know. It should be a team thing, and then everyone has their own style, own flavor, you know, and we're all Kelston, you know. You know, this person will like his taste, and this person will like my taste of design, and this person will like his taste, and it's all for the one, you know, for the one brand.
Well, we mentioned before on the podcast, like, if you have a vision, you gotta have people with the same vision, you know, so you can all move forward. Like, see, it's hard when that happens, you know, and people are left behind that way, and you have to carry these people. They might be like, see, and that's the important thing about having a passion for something, because that passion is like half the work, because you're gonna do that's automatic work, you know, no questions asked. You don't have to ask you to do anything. There's the passion that will drive you to do that, whatever it is, because you are passionate about whatever you want to do, like that. And finding those people, that's the hard part.
Yeah, it's finding the right people.
And even if you find someone that comes in and says, "Oh yeah, man, I'm passionate. I want to do this."
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Like, where's the evidence? Like,
Yeah,
you won't know until you do it.
Yo, hard.
And then maybe a year later, oh man, nah, I thought I wanted this, but nah.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh man.
Yeah, so I just always like put him, like throw it out to him. Nah, you run it, like, so he knows how to do it, instead of like always like just letting it easy. You know what I mean? Like, he's just on for the, you know, the bandwagon, really. Where I'm like, nah, you know, I can't really do everything if you're, because I didn't really care about it. Like, I told him, do your bit, like, you do take care of the online, I'll do all the work and all that. I don't mind. You be the face, all good. And then it's got to a point where I was doing both now. I'm like, whoa, you know, why did I bring you in, bro? Like, come on, bro. And he's like, oh, nah, I got work and stuff. I'm like, surely, you know, you got time as well. But it's just all a learning process. I knew that when I started, you know, I had to go through that process too. I'm like, oh, no, all good. You know, he'll find time, and then he'll start to realize that, you know, this is like big. It can go the world, you know. It can be worldwide, and then we're seeing people in America or people everywhere, brotherhood, or even they see random.
That's your vision. Like, he has to know that vision, or people around you have to know that vision too.
Yeah, he knows it, because I was the one that told, gee, send it over to like the boys doing good in France, you know, the boys doing in Oz, in Narao, you know, let them share their story, like give them free gears. They have to send us like their biography, or like, you know, what they did in Kelston, then their years of playing rugby and what, you know, Super 15 if they made it, or the team, and then they send that back to us, and then we post it up with their photos of our gears, and they get free gears, and we just get a post of them, and then people will be proud to wear Kelston, because actually people making it in the world that came from Kelston, which, that was like on my vision, you know, just a little biography of, and then we were soon moving it to like business people now, like we're aiming it to business. And then it just died off just because, you know, we weren't on the same page, kind of. So I'm like,
Yeah, I remember you saying that, man, you wanted to get Eddie in some stuff, eh?
Yeah.
That's that Eddie works for council. But, man, I think he would have been, if it was a suit.
Yeah.
Some suit or some dress shirts.
Yeah, it's just about finding the right people. And then, if you find the right people, and then each person will have their strengths and have weaknesses. And it's just understanding and being able to manage. I really don't know how to manage others. I just know how I am, how I work, and it's just hard to see that in other people, because it's different. You know, you're different to everyone. You know,
it's a good marketing strategy. What you came up with in sitting close to. Because, man, heaps of athletes come out of Kelston. Heaps of success stories come out of Kelston, and they're Pacific Island men, you know, out there doing stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you guys, the KOB is supposed to do, something like that?
Yeah, but I never used that window to send to the boys. I just made the runs limited. Because I knew every time you dropped the first run, everyone's like, fuck, I need more. Nah, bro. Because once I closed that, it was closed. We never did a rerun. Unless I got like another 100 or another 50, then we'll do another rerun. Yeah. It's not worth the time and money, not worth the stress.
Yeah.
It's cool how our Custom Boys High comes out with all these brands, because it's the creativity. I've noticed, because you got KOB, you got Next Generation. You guys will be. Oh, there's a
new one.
There's Keli Block now.
Keli Bang.
Oh, Keli Bang.
Yeah, it's Keli Bang.
Is that the latest?
Yeah, I saw the some young bucks, I think.
Yeah.
They came out. Yeah, they were Keli Bang. Yeah. Nah, that's good to see. It's just
If anything, I cancelled out was because the KUB forum, Noni started it. And it was like, if they were trying to use the old boys page to market, I'm like, take that shit somewhere else, kids. You know, because it's like, nah, man, because if you not put it in the work on the actual forum, then it's sort of like you just coming for a free ride and making money off it, you know. But
Yeah.
if Spunga's doing it, he's giving it back to the school. Like, if you're not going to give back, it's like, nah, I don't want to know about it. But nah, appreciate the work you've done, like, giving back, man. Even, like, when the KB's reached out to you, like, you never shy to say no. Like,
Yeah.
you don't say no.
yeah.
You know, that's your heart.
It's
That's
hard.
just-
It's hard for me to say no. It's like a gift and a curse as well. But nah, I'm if I can help, I'll do my best to
But I
help.
just know amongst the brotherhood, but you're respected like that. Like, because everyone knows, bro, he's got a good heart. But especially when you get married, Taina, straight away, it's like
Yeah.
Taina. You know, people are like, oh, yo, yeah, he's Tuvalu straight off the bat.
Yeah.
You know, his heart, his intent is always like, oh, it's pure, you know?
Yeah.
None of these, oh, what are you going to give me? It's like, nah. But I think that's a Ranui heart too, man. When I think about all the
Hard.
Ranui family that have come through the block and stuff like that.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, Ranui, yeah, I've always grown up there. Like, I've played all my years from under 11s all the way till now. I've played league there. I helped coach. I was gout and I was like 22. I ran the senior A's. And
Oh, yeah?
then, 22, I'm like, and these guys are like, hey, you're the coach. He goes, yeah, just come, we'll play touch. And, we actually, like, do well because the boys are happy. Like, when the boys are happy, we perform, like, on Saturdays. And the boys are just happy to play. Win a game, we go back, just get together, drink, and just have fun. Like, no dramas or whatnot. And, like, I was grateful to be able to be in that position where, when we're men by now. We've been playing rugby league since we were like kids. So what else do we need to be coached? You know what I mean? And now it's just you just play together and just have fun, really. And that's where senior A's is a good platform to just have fun. People just want to come together, play together, and have fun, and then get together afterwards and just have a good yarn. So I'm grateful to run that. Like I think I ran 2 years there. And that's why I was involved with, like, being able to talk to the chairman and then get what I want for the boys and then, manage the boys. And that's where I learned how to manage the boys, going out to games. Boys, we need to be here at 11. Hey, come to training. And then, like, some trainees will have more than, like, the top side and stuff. And they'll be looking at us, oh, we'll go join them, you know what I mean? And it's just because I'm trying to build that brotherhood there. And they need to be, like, proud to play for the, for the hood and Bird Gang, trying to be Bird Gang, and they're like, yo, we're Bird Gang, we're Ranui Hard, and everyone was from the hood. It wasn't like we paid people to come over, It's just people from the hood, grew up in the hood, and they've been there, all their lives, and it was just good. Everything's organic. It's not like we're trying to force stuff onto people. Yeah, and Rob did a mean job there, Rob and Sulimasi. Yeah, they did a good job trying to rebuild and bring back the people in Ranui and around the area, like Henderson and stuff, to come to, Waitemata.
Well, I'm happy if Sully sees this,
Huh?
then he has to take the offer. Sully, if he sees this
Yeah.
recording, he's going to have to take the offer to come on. Now that you already named off to me.
Yeah, he
But
needs to get on this.
These brothers, man, it's pure just them giving back to the youth, especially the youth, the next lot coming through. Because, like, you don't know who's going to fill that void, like, when we get on there. But, like, that's why, like, bro, I give you props for doing what you're doing and giving the way you give, man. Because, honestly, I'm proud when I see, like, old boys, like, sponsorship in the first team. Like, jerseys. When I look up on the bean, there's all old boys, and it's rare. But when I see it on the jerseys, like, when I see the PP on the back, I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
And, like, it's nice to even hear the boys, like, give me that number, like, fighting over the jerseys, like, just to get a starting number. Like, that's what you want to see, But, yeah, that's one thing that I don't want to sort of just fade away.
You heard of any plans to upgrade? They're upgrading Waitemata club rooms?
Are they?
I don't know.
Oh, nah, my brother,
It's overdue.
So my brother, it's a fallout with the chairman at the moment. He's like not really for, I don't know what's his buzz, but yeah, we were running it for the last 2-3 years. I was sponsoring the club and all that, and we were trying to build it and bring in more sponsorship. But then it's just a guy from at the top, and now my brother's planning, something to try and save the club, So he's preparing a proposal and stuff, and this year he's gonna go help the club, and then he said that we can have a top side and no reserve. So then it just opened my mind. I might start my senior A's again. So, you know, it'll bring in the boys. And the boys are happy to come jam. Like, I just need to hit them up. And heaps of boys have always been hitting me up. Like, when I'm going to bring a team. Every time I bring a team, they're always like, nah, your team can't play. They have to come play for top side of reserves. So I think the last 2 years, 3 years, I ran the reserve of Heathen, one of the old boys that's been there. We ran the reserves. And, yeah, that year... it was good because all the boys that went up actually performed at the top side just because they enjoy playing, you know what I mean? And not putting a lot of pressure. Every time a reserve went up to top side, they always performed, you know? And it was good. They won the Shaman that year. But it was only like 3-4 teams in that comp. But still, you know, it was an achievement of the beginning of the year we weren't going to have a team. Yeah, and then just bringing the boys together and then saying, nah, we'll just, you know, play together as brotherhood, like. Because that's what really offers at the club is just brotherhood, and you got nothing really offer, but we're trying to, you know, create something that at least something the boys get something out of it. So that's what me and my brother's trying to do, and then everything he does, you know, he's always gonna, hey, we should do this, and then flip fine, you know. I always.
Well, where do you stay? You stay in Henderson or Glendine?
No, I stay in Henderson, Glendine.
But you see that? That's what I mean. Like, you're living in Glendine, but your heart's still at the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's something to say. You think about catching the bus. But that's what I love, man. That's what I love about what you do. So we need more young bucks, say, to step it up a bit. You know? I know Sully's like been carrying the torch for like the 135 with the monkey yellows and all that stuff that he does up in Ranui in the community. But, you know, just alone. I was like, we need more young kids, like, you know, to sort of like, and like, I know they're soaking it up. Because like you can just see the ideas, like when I saw a post on like the return to school, like the free stationery, the sausages, or the basketball dunk outside the the community centre. But yeah, man, it's like I gotta give you props, bro, because it's good to see a Taina doing that, you know.
Yeah.
Shucks, that was awesome. There, free stationery.
Bro, I was like buzzing out when I saw that.
That was me.
I saw that running up trying to do the layup at the hoop.
Yeah.
If they had one of those, you probably see Ave up there every day.
Yeah.
He's standing there, good ID, try and dunk it on me.
Man, have you guys been watching the NRL, the preseason games?
I just highlights, bro. I can't do
highlights.
full games at the moment.
Yeah.
Just the highlights.
Who's your team?
Broncos.
Oh, yeah.
But nah, they've been everywhere. Eh?
I think they'll be good.
A lot
They
of
got a
dramas.
good
They got a lot
lineup.
of dramas. Eh? Always dramas on there. Well, it's always more news about the people at the top than the players.
But I think that's got attention a little bit too.
I reckon the drama's just because they're being with the table. Like,
They were doing well, and then another story comes on, and they start getting smashed. I'm like, bro, what?
you can't believe in those players, man. I believe in those players. I reckon they would do good.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of talent there.
Yeah, they always get nice young talent, and they didn't last because another club will just take them. And then they're happy to leave as well because the club doesn't really offer them anything good to stay anyways.
They got good young players now.
Yeah.
Reece Walsh is there.
Will he start though, you reckon? Will he start?
Fullback.
Probably. I think that's why they bring him over. Or like they bought him. Because they sold...
Because I thought he was
Martin, they sold him to Warriors for him.
I thought he was gonna go
fullback.
to the Dolphins. Like I thought it was just like a sort of like a
A
fake trade.
fake trade.
Tissi Neal went to Dolphins. Eh?
Yeah.
So I like that English guy. The
Farnworth. Yeah, he's good.
The Farnworth.
Farnworth.
He had a good he played good for England.
World Cup, yeah. He was the only one like breaking the centers for the Islanders as well. He was breaking through them. He's got skill, yo.
But I don't think Broncos will make top 8. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this now on record. They don't make top 8. Kevin Waller's gone.
The coach. Yeah. They needed Wayne Bennett to come back.
But they'll still have a core of their players go over, make play state of origin.
Yeah.
That's what always buzzes me out. How the team can do poorly at club.
Man, what there was
They
that
have a chunk of their team in the state of origin.
Was last year before they had no one in the Queensland side. because Payne House plays for New South
New
Wales.
South Wales, yeah.
But there was 1 year they had no Broncos in Queensland, and that was like first time in
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Wow.
The management of their club. Nah, but yeah, props to the Rap House, Rob and his team. They always order their stuff from me as well to do printing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I always give props to them as well.
Oh, see that print the Ranui, I said the t-shirt of the Ranui.
Yeah. So all their
street-
printing,
street
they always
names,
send
yeah.
it to me to do. So I
Yeah.
do all that because they run like a project with the kids there. They do a design comp, and then the best design they choose, they put it on a shirt.
Mm.
Yeah, and they come to me, and then I do that.
See, I love that, man. It's just the hood. You ever seen the hood?
Yeah.
Hey, like through the avenue, like we'll get those the tacos.
Yeah.
You know? Like that's what I was hoping to project in the KUB.
Yeah.
It's like if you need mechanics,
Yeah.
screenwriters, like tinters,
Yeah.
all of that. Just use the Brotherhood, man. Put it out on the page, and someone's bound to do it.
Yeah.
Plumbing, building, all that stuff.
Oh, that's the network.
It's a network. That's what I was trying to create. That's what I was trying to create.
Is it not working?
Oh, it does, but then
We just need a right plan.
Oh.
We should link up, G.
yeah, how do I
Link
think
up
it's
and
it's with Drew, eh? It's Drew for it, man. Yeah, it's more of the if you're gonna have like a they call it like a black card membership, this is what comes with it. Because there's a whole lot of kids just on there just on it for fun.
Yeah. Nah, but these heaps of, everyone in there should have a skill.
Mm.
Everyone is connected to something. You need a window fix, need a mechanic. Yeah.
Mm.
Boys, who's a carpenter, the first one that hits you up? Because there should be like 10 builders or something in there.
Yeah. Well, we're not a shortage of security guys. That's
Yeah.
if no one does a full time, someone does a part time. At least I know that much.
Yo.
Is there a thing out there in business, especially with Pacifica, like every man's for himself? Is there a thing?
It does. Yes and then no, but
Everyone treats everyone like competition, so everyone's out for themselves.
it only does that once, like, you're the person that's being talked, like a hater, like, because it usually becomes like, if it's not the outer people, it's usually like the inner circle or, second cousins or, hating on you just because you're doing well, or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to fall into that. People are always going to hate on what you're doing, even though, you're doing you or not even worry about them. They always want to say something bad about you. They're looking for your downfall, and then just for a topic to talk about. And then I think that's what pushes away, like, people like that are doing stuff out of the ordinary. They don't really want to come out or they want to talk just because, what people are going to say.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because it's usually like, if you see someone up there, usually our culture and community, hey, what are you doing up there? Then go up there, come here, you're being too loud, or, That's why, we are like, me, I don't really want to be out there as well. It's kind of like that, but I just do me, I just work behind the scene. I don't mind not getting any clout or getting any recognition. I don't worry about that stuff. I just do me and just keep working, People will notice. If people notice or think, then But if not, it's the same to me, you know what I mean?
Mm. Because again, on social media, like, I see like all this advice.
Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of seats on the table.
Yeah.
That's a saying that goes around.
Yeah.
But I don't even see it.
Yeah.
Like, people say that, but they
Yeah.
still, like, I don't see them
Yeah.
pulling up the chair next to them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. That's just what I see.
Yeah.
I think that's a typical. If you can't help yourself, then you can't be helped at all.
Mm.
You can always. It falls on the individual. Like,
Yeah.
if they you can either support your bro going forward, and when he turns back to sort of pull you up and get you next to him, either he extends his armor or he doesn't.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, no, you go. That's when you get bro. I think everyone's got a circle like that.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to give back, huh?
Yeah.
Because when you give back, people actually seeing,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
guy's
yeah.
not a selfish dude.
Yeah, he's not changes or whatever. You see that? Nah. But it's not giving back because you want that recognition. It's just you're giving back because that's who you are. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You can't fake something. You know what I mean? If it's not that person, then you'll see it. But if you see a person do it just out of normal, then you know what kind of person he is.
I guess also that's the result of giving back.
Yeah.
people see it and they
Yeah.
think, oh no, he's a good guy. Like,
But it blows my mind how many people hate on that sort of giving.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy, man.
Heaps of hate.
even though you give back, man. This
Yeah, man.
Even
People-
though you give something nice with full heart, you still get a hate or
Was
something.
it those ones? Oh, he should have got 2.
Yeah,
shoulda given him
bro,
2.
people do it, man. It's like, oh, he just sponsored one jersey. But it's like, and what did you sponsor exactly? And it's usually a reflection on themselves too. Really.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, because you couldn't, I sponsored it for you. Yeah. Always these lelos, man.
Nah, you always have the people that will hate, but you can't really focus on them. But they're always gonna be. There's always someone out there just trying to talk you down, or
Yeah, you said something there like made me think. Like, do you actually when you think about people caring about what people think, does that slow you down sometimes and stop you from doing something? Because you say you're scared to go out there. What did you mean by that?
sometimes. But then at the end of the day, when I put my mind to something, I block out everything. I just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there is always a thought there. You know what I mean? What this would this affect my family, or affect the people around me, or what does this make me look like? But then when I have to support my family and the bills, you have to pay the bills and stuff, all of that just goes out the window.
Yeah, it goes out. Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you just put your head down and you grind. You either gotta sit down and think about it, or you're gonna work.
And that's where I think where the focus should be on your family, your immediate family. Because at the end of the day, that's the ones you're feeding and putting a roof over their heads. Like,
That's it.
no one else is.
No one else gonna do it. The haters are not gonna come pay for your
Yeah,
bills.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Is it be shaming and be that too much to step up, or is it be shame and look at the kids, they're hungry?
Yeah.
That's just a no-brainer, man. Just freaking run at it.
Yeah, that was a hard. Yeah, that was a big one after the Ponzi. That was a big one. People like hitting up. Oh, bro, I've got short rent and all that, and they're like needing the money. Oh, I need my daughter's thingy, and it's like flip. And then I try and help out. When I can, or pay them. If that's all right now. Like paying them weekly, or at least I'm still giving back to the people who believed in me. But yeah, the only mistake is I believed in the wrong person, or I trusted the wrong person who thought this guy was a man of his word, and he thought he'll do what he could to give it back, but it just doesn't happen. Yeah, it's just the world.
It's funny how we're talking about how you were just saying how people just gave money just like that.
Yeah,
when it was happening.
Yeah,
But in a way, like if they're bidding in TAB, would they give all that money?
yeah, that's
So
what
it's
I
the
was
same
saying.
thing, eh?
I'm like, bro, you go gamble, you go thingy, you don't complain, you don't go to the Sky City and say, I want my money back, and you put it in the machine, you know what I mean? And it's the same kind of thing. I was trying to explain to them, but then I'm always feeling, like, nah, but you told me. I'm like, I never told you anything. I explained it, like I explained to everyone it's a risk, but I did say it's guaranteed back. And then, but that's what the promise they just said, and then I was like, nah, all good. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll pay you guys back. I'm not that kind of person. Because they don't know what happens to the money after it's given to me, you know what I mean? To them, they probably thought I had it. But I'm a person that gives it to the company because I've believed in the company. But then, yeah, it just doesn't work out at the end of the day, But that's all lesson, that's the world. And then you sulk about it, run away, hide, you're shy, or it just makes you a better person,
I remember reading about all those rich people that gamble at the casinos overseas, like in Las Vegas and that. Like, the thing is, they're gambling with their interest, the money they've earned from their interest. So it's like nothing. But their interest is like millions or in the thousands. So they're bidding thousands, but to them it's free money.
It's free money because they already made their first bit.
Yeah. So that's why they can afford to.
Yeah, that's why. Well, that's why our people don't really understand it. They think once you put in something, it's theirs straight away. Some people are like, that's my hard work earned money. But I'm like, bro, that's like money that you never made. Like some people who made already money on it, they still wanted that money that's supposed to come back, but they've already got their return. They're like, nah, I want my return. I'm like, okay, you got your money, your 500, you got your 5K, you took 3 and you left 2, and the 2 never came back. It's gone, at least you already made your profits on it. It's not like a loss. But they're like, nah, it's a loss. I want that 2K. I'm like...
See, it's those basic things, eh? Like, for our people to understand how money works.
Yeah.
Like, we lack that knowledge, eh?
It's the knowledge, yeah.
The knowledge
that
of
we lack.
how it works. Like we had we had Tim Monet. So he came on and he was talking about, because he works at the bank, and he gave us insight of what happens in the bank side of things with the loans and that. But you know, he understands how money works, because having a loan or having a mortgage is a way to get more money. Because you have to spend money to make money, right?
Yeah.
Or because your house is your guarantee. Like if something goes wrong, they can take the house. But you can get that money from the house to do something else, and it's that kind of thinking of how money works, how money can work for you. That we have to actually understand. And that it takes time too. Like you put money away and gains interest over the years. Yeah, of course you're gonna get a little bit of profit. Yeah. But that's how it works. You put it away. You gotta wait. Yeah. You wait a year or 2 years, 3 years. Yeah. It's not an overnight thing. You know, but it depends what you invest in. Like if you invest in something that's gonna get it back faster, then that's a good investment. And it's not just the bank.
I think the Islanders, they must have really believed in Jack and the Beanstalk. Because, like, man, name one other time or one other story they would have heard that something like that happened. Man, money doesn't grow on trees.
I remember Kevin Hart. He was talking about how he grew up poor and all that. Now he understands how money works. He's trying to go back to Philadelphia and teach them like how it works. Yeah, because he's sick of people just being in debt. Yeah, and certain people. But so he's saying that that's how he gives back. He's trying to educate. Yeah, like the poor people he grew up in, how money works. Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. Because it's easy, like what you're doing, just sit back on your computer and just go into trading.
Yeah, or even on your phone.
If you know what you're doing,
phone, I do it on my phone as well, so it's easy, man. You can be anywhere. You know what I mean? It takes away like the workplace. You can be overseas. You just need a network connection, really. So,
how long have you been doing it?
Like I think this is going into my 3rd year. So it's like the people I've been researching and watching their podcasts here, they say it takes like roughly 2 to 3, 4 years before you understand it, and then you start, locking in the profit and understanding patience, understanding the returns that you need to do, understanding risk management and all that. So that's the stage I'm at now, where I'm like, kind of like, I got my plan, But I had to go through the big losses. I had to go through the chasing the rat. Like I'm like chasing the money to understand like my mindset now of my psychology on trading now. So I had to go through the losses and the downfalls, the hurt, of the money I put in and then lost. I'm like, damn, I just had all this money and then But you have to go through it to actually have that feeling and have that like ingrained in your memory.
So your bankroll control must be awesome.
Huh?
Your bankroll control.
So like
the percentage.
The percentage. So I always look at percentage now. I don't look at the money. Before I was looking at the money, chasing the money, but now it's just percentages.
Because if you're willing to play, like for me for poker, if I'm willing to play $1 game, I'm only going to spend 5 cents in that $1 game. So that makes me have more stats away. For other games. And it's the same if you have big money too. So if you play $100 games, you gotta at least have 10,000.
So at the moment I'm thinking of taking my test next week on a 100k funded account. So now there's funded accounts out there that they give you money to trade. And this is just recent. They just opened this 2 years ago. So now I'm in it. I failed the first test. So there's a 2 phase. Where they give you, there's like different, there's 10k, 50k, 100k, 200k, but I'm trying to aim for that 100k because you can make more money on it. So that 100k is like, they give you their money, so you take a demo account first. So that's all I've been practicing on. So they give you 100k, the first test is you have to make 10k within 30 days. And then you can only max loss 10k and a day loss is 5k.
So a demo account, is that not? It's like practice.
It's like practice.
It's not real money, but you actually put it in
the
actual
real live market.
Oh, and so if you want to lose, then you get it back, but it's not real. Oh.
So, but I had to trade for real, so I have that feeling of damn loss. You know what I mean? Because you don't get that feeling in demo. In demo, you just put on a trade and you relax. But when your money's on the line, you're like, I have to make sure it doesn't go down. So that's the kind of feeling and kind of you have to control that emotion.
You need discipline discipline.
You need discipline, yeah. That's the thing I didn't have years when I was making that money, that 20K in that 1 hour, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's get to 30, and everyone, the people around me looking at me like, those guys just made 30K. That's what, like, afterward they're like, bro, we're trying to tell you to stop, but they couldn't like talk to me because they've never seen something like that happen, and I'd never seen it happen as well. It was like a shocker. Like everyone in the room was shocked, like, hey, what the flip? This guy just made like 20K, and we're just like, just high five. Jay, this is crack. This is like easy. Yeah.
So when that happens, you make 20K. Isn't it better to just take it out?
It is, but at the moment, like in the moment, like I'm not thinking like that. Cause back then I didn't have the discipline, I didn't have a plan. I just knew how to trade. I knew a strategy I learned, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna test the strategy, see if it works. And then I'm just then I was just like experimenting. You know what I mean? I'm still in the experimenting phase. Like I kind of understand trading, but then I'm looking for a strategy now. I found a strategy that I kind of like. Now, I'll test it.
So that 20 grand, was that real?
It was real money. Yeah, I was on a live account, so you can have a live account and a demo account.
So why did you take it out?
That's because I wanted to make 30. I wanted to make 40. You know what I mean?
But isn't that what they want? Like,
that's what they want. That's how
keep it in.
Yeah,
so
keep it in.
So you have a chance of losing it.
He was already spending the interest of his $1 million that he already made.
Yeah, that's what I'm already thinking. But I'm like chasing. I want to make 100K. I want to make $1 million. You know what I mean? So in my mindset, I'm not even thinking like 20K is heaps, because I'm looking at numbers. So if you're playing with numbers all day, it just becomes numbers. It doesn't become money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you're not looking at money wise. I was looking at just numbers, like money, numbers going up 4K. It's just, to me, I was playing it like a game. It was just a game to me. Like I didn't have the plan and mindset of like, bro, 10K, bro, people make this within like few months. Like now, like later on, like I'm like, what was I thinking, bro? 20K would have saved me how many months of work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many months of work will save me like my bills, then I can just focus on trading even more and start again
buy
from
a
the
taser.
bottom. Get a taser. Yeah, all my brothers, when I lost it, they're like, bro, what I told you that? I was like, bro, I never heard anyone tell me, like, when I was playing. But they were like, oh, Jay, we're trying to tell you to stop all. But once we saw the 5-6K, they're like, nah, just let him do his thing. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, it was.
Someone bet say when they bet like a certain amount of money and then they win it.
Yeah.
They think, oh yeah, I'll bet more.
Yeah.
Win more.
Win more.
Same cycle.
Same cycle, yeah.
But they didn't have. Oh, maybe I should just spend half of that what I want.
Yeah.
And keep that half to the side.
Set aside to keep it.
Accumulate.
Yeah, accumulate.
Every
Yeah.
$1,000 or whatever.
So now I've got I'm now just focusing on the test. Last year I took it and I failed the second phase. The first phase is easier than the second phase. So the first phase is make 10K within 30 days. So I passed that 2 days, made that 10K, and then I was waiting for the minimum days. There's like a 5 to 10 day wait before you can move to second phase. And then second phase, like I didn't have the patience, and I think that's what they're looking for. Like if you don't have your patience, so I started bidding with like higher money, like $250 instead of like $10 to $50, which where I was safe, where I'm like consistently making money. But then my psychology was like trying to, get it fast, quick money, get it over and done with so I can get the real money and start making the money in the game. But then that's where they caught me out, and then I had to go back on my notes and this is why, this is why I went wrong. So the next time I take the test, so it's been, I think, 5 months of just practicing hard out, and then I think I'm ready. I might take it again and see how it goes, because now I know how much to risk, my ratio, how when to take trades and all that. So I'm just risking 1% to make 3. So that's just like risking 1,000 to make 3K, but I'm playing with 100K. You know what I mean?
It's good that it's good that you're taking learnings from everything that you're experiencing, man. Because that's something that falls blind on many people. Yeah, it's like they go through it and they're like, man, and then they repeat the same actions.
Yeah,
but like it sounds like you're learning from every time you experience, and like
yeah,
and you're knowing like, oh, next time not to do it.
The worst thing I hate is when somebody like they bet like a kissing game. And they win it. And they use that pattern as a winning strategy.
Yeah, and they just stick on just one.
This is how I won last time.
Yeah.
I'll keep on doing that to win all the time.
Yeah.
But not realizing it's not a proper strategy.
Yeah, it's not a strategy.
It's a gamble.
Yeah, it's a gamble. Yeah. And trading is just high. You just look for high probability trades. So it's just because at the end of the day, it's like 50-50. Like the market is just 50-50 because it only goes up and down. But there are these certain levels that you can look out for, where it's always been bouncing off, like resistance and support zones. And then to give you a higher chance of making money is you only bid at those areas. So it increases your chance from like a 50 to like a 80, you know, because you always got a risk of losing. But yeah, it's all about probability game and trading.
Are you actually looking into these industries that you're investing in?
So in the forex market, you're just trading currencies. So it's New Zealand against American dollar. So what I trade is gold because it moves fast. And I like the rush. So gold is like, so in gold it moves really fast. So it's, how I look at it is, I think normal currencies move like 10 to 50 pips a day, where gold moves like 100 to 200 a day usually. And when the news drops, it goes like 400 pips. So that's like 400 movements. So pips is just like a movement. So 400 or like 100 movements times whatever you put in. So if you go 100 times 5, you just made 500. But I pay with $10. So if it's 10 moves at 100, that's a K.
Have you ever actually bought some gold? Like, cause I know my brother's bought some silver.
Yeah.
They come as like silver,
little
tiny bricks.
Yeah.
And he's bought some.
Nah.
Into the game as well.
Only my missus bought me a gold chain. Gold chain and a gold bracelet. But nah, out of gold, nah. I haven't bought me any to stack. But yeah, it's good to store, you know, because that's always going to be the money value. Yeah. Like, that used to be the standard. Back then, until US, they took gold off the standard. And now they could just print money and just create inflation and all this. Yeah. But yeah.
You know, with the Ukraine war, like that made all the currency go up and down. I know in US went up.
It moved the highest I've seen. Gold moved when that happened.
How did that affect you with
my trading?
Yeah, with your trading.
So I missed that. I wasn't really I already lost heaps. Before then, I was just demo trading, but I was running the market, like I was going with the flow. So it moved from, it used to trade like 1800s, like, so the 1800 means like that's 1 ounce. 1 ounce is worth 1,800 US, and then from that price it went all the way up to, I think it went to 2071. But so the price went up for 1 ounce from 1800 to 271, but in trading, you can make more money just depending on how much you put in. Because that was like 200, like 1,002 pip move. And if you put $10 on that, you would have made like 10, you know, 10, 20K on that. By just putting it there and just leaving it run. Yeah. So then, yeah, you can make way money just knowing how to trade and knowing when to get in and when to get out. Yeah. That's crazy.
With crazy things like wars and that go on.
Yeah, it just goes over the place. Yeah, because usually governments block off money, like they don't want to use that money, or they block off all this other stuff, so they stop those countries from using their money, and then their price goes up because it's more valuable now. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's all made up. You know, everything's made up. It's just they've made us believe it. And then now you either believe it or not. And if you do and you jump into it, then you can make money off it. Then why not?
Have you seen other islanders doing what you're doing?
Yeah, there's a lot of islanders out there. It's just they're all in. I see them in this like those programs, like those high market, like high level marketing kind of program where you have to pay a fee monthly to join in, and it's kind of like almost like a pyramid, but. You know, it's the money you pay monthly goes to the person that you went under, and then they're trying to teach you how to trade. It's good if the person is actually making value from it, but you can do this on your own. Everything's on YouTube now. Everything's on, you know what I mean?
I've seen a New Zealand one that's come out, Sharesies.
Yeah, Sharesies.
Yeah. Is that a good one? I know that's got a higher fee than what you can do the same thing in the banks. I think ANZ has one, the same one, but I think their fee is a little bit less than Sharesies. Yeah,
I haven't really looked into it, but I made a profile, looked into it, and they got a few companies that you can invest in, which is good. Yeah, it's just another investment platform where you just put your money in and then invest into companies that you think that will make you returns. Yeah.
you ever get into the crypto stuff?
I was when I was doing Trillionaire Fogs, yeah. I kind of looked into it, like looking at prices and stuff, and then once I saw it drop, and then I just left it alone.
Yeah.
But I know it's just like
It's gone back up now.
trying to get you off grid, like so crypto makes you become your own bank, kind of, because you're the boss of your own money. The only thing is you always have to like exchange it, like you have to send it to your bank, and then it's always like not straight to the person unless that person is using crypto. So crypto, yeah, they're just trying to decentralize central banking, where you control your own money. You don't have to like call into banks, for your money and all that. They're just trying to remove the bank, from you, really. So you're controlling your whole self, really. But it's gonna be hard to try and get rid of banks. Banks are holding like all your mortgages and all that. Yeah.
So I remember in 2020, what's his name? Who retired? Tom Brady.
Oh yeah.
When he threw a touchdown, and it was like a milestone touchdown, like the first to get, I don't know how much, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And the guy that caught the ball, he gave it to a fan.
Yeah.
And they were going, no, don't, because that was the
ball,
valuable ball.
Yeah, good cost.
And so they had to go and try and get it off the
ball.
fan.
Yeah.
And so everyone felt sorry for the fan. Like, what'd you give it back for? That's worth heaps now. Like,
yeah.
And so Tom Brady, he felt sorry.
Yeah.
For that fan. So he said, no, I'll just give you one of my Bitcoins.
Yeah.
For giving the ball. Yeah. And at that time, the Bitcoin was worth 68,000.
Yeah.
For one Bitcoin.
One Bitcoin, yeah.
Last year, when it crashed, it was like 30,000. That's half.
Yeah, that's half.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yo, it's just a game. Fortify. He says what is it? Diamond. So he's a diamond, and so he just holds. He doesn't really look at the price because he knows it's gonna go up later. Because he was explaining like in 2015 it was worth $1. Now it's worth like thousands. You know what I mean? It's not ever gonna go back to $1. He doesn't reckon, because more people are getting into it. So the more people that get into it, the higher the price will go.
Because when it dropped to 30 grand, that's the best time for people to buy.
Yeah,
because
so
you
like
start low.
start again and low. But that's what the rich do anyway. When it's high, they sell all they take all their money, and then the price drops, and then they just buy back in and then make money again. When it goes back up. Yeah, that's what they're trying to, like on Wall Street, they're trying to dictate the market. Like buy all the shares and make it go up, and when the late guys come and buy at a high price, then they take all their shares and then it drops the price, and those guys all lose their money, and then they sell it for lower, but they're selling it back to the people who sold it when it was high. Yeah, so the rich people always making money because they got money.
You know how we're talking about small businesses, like to me, we can actually do something where we can all pool the money together to invest in each other, and then giving back that way. Yeah, that's another way to do it. Taking the model, the Wall Street model, and putting it into like a small scale. Yeah, like with all our businesses.
Yeah, it just has to be off the radar, because the government and everyone else doesn't want it to happen. You know what I mean? Because it creates freedom for everyone, but they don't want people to. You know what I mean? They let the few do it, but if you do a majority of everyone else, then it'll affect the economy in a big way. You know what I mean? You won't have workers. The workers that want to get out of the grind, they'll put all their time into creating their own thing, and it just creates a big ass fuss.
But even if you want to start a business, try to get mates to invest, because you're gonna get some money back when we start. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, on a small scale. That can work, but it's always it's hard to get your friends as well,
or people that just jump in with $100 here, 200 there, and I promise you get 300 back. Just small. Small. It's just to get things started, and then and then we'll bring it up that way. To me, that seems like a simple thing to do. Like if someone has a good idea, great idea. Yeah. Like say your old man when he bought the printing business, but he had no money. Get the family to put money in, so they can buy the business, and then make money off that business to pay your own back. That kind of thing. It doesn't have to be like thousands. I'm not talking about 10,000, 20,000. I'm talking about like small, start small, but because you have to start small. Like it saves you going to the bank, start small, get things back small. Then when you grow, that's when you start. You know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
but if everyone was to do it as a collective, like invest in each other.
Yeah. That's the hard part. Someone will have to like bring the community and then go to that person, but it's always that person in charge of the money. You have to be like a person who's actually well trusted and all that. Yeah, it has to be a whole collective of people.
But the incentive is you're gonna get your money back plus a little bit of interest.
Yeah,
that's the incentive. And if it's small, that's how we're gonna start it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's just getting the right people on and everyone understands how it's gonna roll. Or you'll see people, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a Ponzi, or they always want to bring something negative out of things like that. Yeah, but yeah. Well, one other thing that I never talked about was we used to run a nightclub as well.
Oh, hey.
Like a social nightclub.
Well,
New Lynn in the corner. So my dad is the guy with the business ideas as well, and he used to run that. So yeah, there was
what was it called?
One was called later in the year. So it was just a corner. So we used to just hire the corner, coming down New Lynn from the Gingis. We're shooters, and then the Gingis, and then across there's that white hall at the corner. We used to run our Tuvalu and socials there, like back in 2000 and I'll say 2007.
I think I've been to one. I've been to one there. Ages ago.
Yeah, age. It was 2006, 7 to 2011, and then it kind of died out because it was 2011 to 2018 or 15. Yeah, we used to run it there, and then we moved down to the back corner. It was called Moonlight Club. Yeah. So we used to just buy the hall, and then the Tuvalus would just come, pay $10 to get in, and they just drink and have fun. We have a DJ and stuff.
It was BYO?
Yeah, BYO, yeah. So I used to run that for a few years.
Would
and
you ever put that back into play?
Yeah, so I've been doing it with my other group that my in-law created. Like, we have this small group out in South Puga Lekasa, because that's where most of my other side is like Kiribati people. Yeah. So he runs a little group called SAK, Sons of Kiribati. So that's just like bringing the boys together and just us making money. And I'm just the person who brings the ideas of what each member should do. Like if he's into tattooing, I can learn how to tattoo. And then all the boys will just get our tattoos from you until you grow your skill. Then one of the other boys will be the DJ, learn your skill, and then you DJ our socials that we do. Yeah, so I'm just running that on the side at the moment. We just started like last year.
Yeah, I saw your SOK shirts, man.
Yeah.
I was wondering what the story was behind that.
Yeah. So my in-law, it was a group he created ages ago with his cousins. And then he was bringing it out. But I was like telling him, nah, I'm not like Kiribati. Like, I'm part Kiribati. But I've not really, like, I didn't feel like I should be ripping it because I'm not really ripping it. I'm like more Tuvalu, you know what I mean? But I am part Kiribati, so I'm like, fine, I'll rip it for my mum, my nana side, you know what I mean? Because that's still part of me, like. Kiribati, it's a good time for me to learn the culture and the language too, because I only know Tuvalu and English.
Yeah, I've got roots to Kiribati as well.
Yeah.
My great-great-grandfather.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's for every island day if they check their mouth properly and document it. It's like, actually, you stopped here first before you came to New Zealand.
Yeah. So I've been running it with the boys there. So the boys just pay like a fee every month, and that just goes towards about making money. If it's socials we run, and then socials starting a merch, so that's why we started our merch. Then the boys run the merch, and then another one is one of the boys cut hair. So we said, all the boys, there's like 20 of us, everyone cut our hair. This guy, give him the money, and part of it comes to the club to use it on other stuff. Yeah, and then it's just what the boys want to do, tattooing. Start learning how to tat. And then all the boys that wants tats and gets it from other people, you use him, you know what I mean? Instead of going around, going to give your money elsewhere, you just give it within the boys. And then you just get like 10% goes back to the club or something like that. Yeah, at least, both parties are happy. And he's making money from the boys and still got his job and whatnot. Yeah.
Their model's solid, man. Their model's solid, eh? If it's got the right people,
the right people at the top as well, because it comes from the top. And lucky it's just me and working with my brother-in-law, and he knows how I work and do what I do. Yeah, it's easier when it's you got one of the voices at the top, because you're not just following whatever the person's telling you. Yeah, it's good.
You know the nightclub stuff. How did that end? Was it just time?
Just had to close because of the drama, all the fights and all that. Like now I know. Like when we were still running, I was like, bro, this should be heavy on security. Like back then, my dad really had security. 2 old men, walking in high-vis. They think they can, stop with all these guys growing up, want to be gangsters and all that, and they start fights for ball. You need members. So that's how I run it now. All members are securities. You know what I mean? 20 of us, we're all securities. No one's. We have time to have fun. We have like switch on, so switch off, where boys are having fun and then the other boys are on. And then after we switch out, and then our turn to have fun for an hour or 2, and then the other boys are watching the doors and stuff. So if we have a presence of security, no one will even think about, because they look at 10 people wearing, they look like 10, they're like, nah, we don't want to, we don't want to start drama, because they already see 10 people. We just have to look like, we just have to look like we're a group, and then these guys are like, nah, they don't want to start drama, they're just here to have fun. But if you got like only 2 securities, and there's like a group of 5 boys, and they don't like they just want to horse it. They're just gonna horse it. Yeah. But
they're gonna do this equalizer one, see.
Yeah.
20 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been alright. Everything's a learning curve, but yeah, we still got stuff to work on. But we're still building as a little group.
Oh man.
Shucks, man.
Nah, I give you props, Ponga, man. Like, I love the work you do. I love your heart. You know what it is, Taina. Just the typical Ranui Taina hood.
Yeah.
Taina to the world, man. And I love the fact that you're a KAB. Like, this will go down as one of the back of the 135 KAB editions. And just blessed to have you on, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah, man. Just it's a pro, babe. Like, just how much one guy is doing with the G unit. It's like, oh man.
Bro, I can't believe you got like 18, man. Because I got it when I was probably 34, 33.
Yeah.
Man, and that was when I thought I'll never get it.
Yeah.
I was laughing at everyone else getting it. Next minute, I get it when I'm 33. I'm like, oh, damn.
There's like all the boys mocking me. I'm like, bro, I'm going to wait till in the future then. When you get it and I didn't have it, I'm going to, what did I say?
Because, what the worst one when I got was I was in the airplane.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't even walk to the airport.
Yeah.
Because I was in Australia.
Yeah.
I had to go in a wheelchair to the plane. But it was good because I was always in front of the line.
Yeah.
And then but I had oh man, that trip from Australia back home, like the pain on my foot, like that was the worst. Now, Bunga, man, thanks for coming on, man, telling the story, man, because man, it's amazing what you're doing, man, at such a young age, and you've done so much in terms of business, man, like not even going to business school, just learning off life experience and doing what you're doing, and it's inspiration, man, because me, like, man, I've lived all my life just working, not thinking that I can actually do something on my own, sort of thing, or do. I'm still working now, but just that mentality of you just coming out of school and just jumping into stuff that you can do by yourself. Because I think it's all about like having control of your life as well. Like, I know it's hard work to work your job, work whatever passion you got to make it work. You got to work hard for it, but at the end of the day, I think it's a passion, so it's not work. Because it's work, it's hard work, but you actually love it. You like to do it, so it's not like you're working for someone, and you get that time you get from your hard work is up to you. Like if you want your business to thrive, then you got to work. If you don't, then don't. But it's under your control. Like you're your own boss, and that's a good thing. And I think a lot of our kids, when they go to school, they should. That's why I said they should really know what they want to do early. And I think our generation now, with us having our kids, like we won't have that thing our parents had. Like our parents had a thing in mind for us. Now we don't have that for our kids. We say, oh, no, you can be whatever you want to be. Just find your passion and go do it. So I think that's another thing. But thanks, man, for coming on, and you've inspired me about all that. So
Yeah,
Thanks.
man. All I can say, Taina, man, is keep standing, smashing these glass ceilings, man, and stand up and like you know, put the brand on, man. Just be proud, eh? Be proud to be Taina Hood, man. Because I know, and we all know for a fact now, got on the record, it was birthed out in the 833.
Yeah.
Hey, just for the record, man.
And be safe, man. The hurricane's coming, supposedly coming
Yeah.
Monday, and hope no one's house gets blown away
Yeah.
or flooded again. But
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Nah, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. And the bro hit me up. I'm like, are you sure this is for me? Like, I don't know if I have anything to give, bro. Like, I'm just doing me. Like, I think
that's all you have to give, man.
Yeah.
Just you is everything, man.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate you, man.
Nah, thanks. Appreciate you guys, bro. Keep doing what you guys are doing, man. It's good.
Mad love to talks hard.
Shout out.
Shut.